I got to tell you, I hate about 25 letters of the alphabet, but I love you. How are you doing this week, my good sir?
That was the gayest intro we've done so far.
I mean, I can't have your cock in my mouth. It's the only way we could do.
Yeah, true. I'm doing all right. My life is unraveling, but I'm in a good mood, so.
Bro, we got some shit to talk about this week.
Oh, for sure.
What? Goddamn, I inhaled some spit when I was laughing right there.
Some quote spit.
I'm leaving all the coughs in too. Fuck it. How you been these past 2 weeks, my good sir? What you been up to?
Speaking of, I'm listening to the Steam Machine podcast, and I guess when your internet went down or something, there's literally like 30 seconds of Nate just typing on his keyboard that didn't get cut out.
So what's funny about that is I ran noise reduction, or not noise reduction, but truncate silence, right? Yeah. But I didn't realize how loud his keyboard typing was, so it just didn't eliminate that.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I was like, I'm going to give Dalton shit for this, because Nate's just like, clack, 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 for like 30 seconds.
Was it Factory Sealed that got the comment about people typing? And they were like complaining that they could hear people typing in the background, and then I'm like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
I'll give you 30 straight seconds of just
clack, 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 clack.
Yeah, that's sweet mechanical keyboard sound.
Yeah, mechanical keyboards make nice noises. So at least there's that.
You're welcome. I gave you some ASMR.
And y'all were talking about people like dissecting the trailer to Spider-Man 2 to try to prove that Venom is in it. You do realize Venom was in the teaser trailer for that game like a year ago, right?
Oh, no. I don't remember talking about dissecting it. I remember saying that I was really hyped because you get the symbiote suit.
It might have been Nate, but somebody was saying like, oh yeah, people are like dissecting all these little things from the trailer to prove that Venom's in the game. It's like, yeah, dude, he was in the teaser trailer like a year ago.
Well, I mean, if either of those guys said it, neither of them are Sony players. So, you know. Yeah.
Venom's definitely in it, and he's voiced by Tony Todd. So.
I don't know who that is.
It's Candyman.
Oh!
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Candyman scared the shit out of my dad when he was an adult. Like,
nice.
he was home alone. Like, my mom was off somewhere. I was at my grandparents' house. He was like, I'm going to watch a horror movie.
He finished jacking off, and he was like, I'm going to watch a horror movie.
Put on Candyman. Said he ended up sleeping with some lights on in the house that night.
Dude, you know what gets me with shit like that? Watching the Dawn of the Dead remake and then trying to go to sleep in like a quiet room because you hear like the trees rustling outside and shit, and you're like, oh shit, what if that's zombies?
Here they come. Yeah. I remember when I was younger, I was at my buddy's house and we were staying at his dad's. We were normally at his mom's, but this time we were at his dad's, and his dad lived in like this little, it wasn't a trailer, but it wasn't a block house either. You know what I mean? It was like one of those in-between houses.
A modular.
Yeah, like a modular home. And it was kind of old, kind of creaky, and it was in the woods in the middle of nowhere in Palatka Interlochen area. And that night, he was like, let's watch a movie, guys. And he chose, and this was the first time I ever saw this, and I was like, probably too young to watch it, was House of a Thousand Corpses.
Nice.
So his dad falls asleep. Neil falls asleep. And I'm just laying there watching this whole movie by myself, watch the credits roll, and then it's just sitting on the DVD screen playing it over and over and over again. And I'm just laying there on this couch trying to sleep in this house I've never been in the middle of the woods, after watching people who just got killed in a house they had never been in the middle of the woods.
Nice.
I was just like, this is not fun. Anything interesting on Facebook?
No.
What the fuck have you been up to these past 2 weeks?
What have I been up to? I finished Entourage, but I haven't watched the movie yet. Started rewatching Ballers, which was a very similar show.
Entourage has a character named Turtle, right?
Yes.
I thought so. Okay.
So Ballers is similar, but instead of an actor and like, you know, Hollywood agents and shit, it's The Rock is in it, and Rob Corddry, and they're financial managers, and they're like trying to book NFL clients. So it's more focused around football. Pretty good show though.
Funny. Ballers, I would have thought it'd have been NBA.
You would think, but The Rock played in the NFL, so
yeah, that's fair. Well, did he?
Yeah,
I know he played in college football.
He played in college. I think he was on an NFL team. I don't know if he actually played like a regular season game. I think he may have gotten cut before the season started. But he definitely played for the Miami Hurricanes.
Then he went. I think he played for CFL for a little bit too, the Canadian Football League.
Maybe. I think he got picked up by like the Vikings or somebody, but I don't think he ever actually played. Like they cut him. And his dad was like, "Son, you're a fucking idiot. Like you're going out here to destroy your body for this money. Go be a professional wrestler. You'll have a much longer career and make more money." And that obviously fucking worked out for him.
Lo and behold.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty good show. What else? I went and saw The Flash. So I described it to my buddy. I said, as a superhero movie, it's good. Like, it's a good superhero movie. As a Flashpoint movie, they fucking butchered the shit out of the Flashpoint storyline. So, like, if you're a comic nerd who I love Flashpoint. That's one of the better, like, overarching comic stories.
I have one of the ones, the one where Batman got killed. Bruce Wayne got killed instead of his parents, and then his dad becomes Batman, and he actually kills people.
That's part of Flashpoint, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great series.
Yeah.
I have the trade paperback.
So Flashpoint's basically where Barry Allen, the Flash, goes back in time to save his mother from being killed, and in doing so, he fucks up the whole timeline. I think that's actually what started the DC Comics New 52 generation. Basically, when he came back, it was basically like a reboot for DC Comics. But yeah, fucking fantastic story. Like I said, they butchered the shit out of the story, but as far as a superhero movie, the only critique I have of it that I can think off the top of my head is I feel like they tried to shoehorn too much comedy into it. You know, like there was comedic shit in there that really didn't need to be in there. But I think that's probably coming off of the heels of like, you know, the Zack Snyder DC movies and everybody being like, oh, they're too fucking dark and serious. To me,
dude, some superhero stories are dark and serious.
To me, Flashpoint is a dark and serious story.
Yes.
And like they tried to add some levity to it. And I mean, it works, but like maybe not so much.
Like not every superhero movie has to have slapstick like Deadpool or Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like those characters are written like that. You know, I don't remember Thor in the comics ever being super funny. I mean, he might have had a quip here and there, but I've heard people say that on the opposite spectrum of the DC movies, that last Thor movie was pretty much a comedy movie, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, it's I don't know. There's this weird formula they use for movies now, and I don't know. They're in dangerous territory. Like I watched The Whale this week. The movie Brendan Fraser came back and did and won Oscar or whatever. Oh, it's fucking amazing. Like, just if you haven't seen it, watch it. It is a epic movie. But yeah, there's not a lot of. Trying to think of the correct way to word it. There's a lot of movies coming out. There's not a lot of cinema coming out. You know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely.
Because, I mean, I don't want to be like Scorsese, be a dickhead and be like Marvel movies aren't art or, you know, superhero movies aren't art. Quentin Tarantino hates superhero movies. Most of the I don't want to say the last generation of directors, but you know what I mean. Like Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino and, you know, that generation don't like superhero movies because it's hard to get another movie produced now because these studios have seen these movies continually make $1 billion, and all the studio cares about at the end of the day is how much money the movie brings in. They don't give a fuck about the art.
Why they keep making shitty Fast and Furious movies.
Yep. Dude, did you see that Michelle Rodriguez said that like basically Marvel was getting long in the tooth. It was like, how many superhero movies can you make? It's like, bitch, you're on the 10th movie of a franchise that ran out of ideas after 3.
Yeah. For real. Not to mention, like, there are so many untapped superheroes.
Yeah.
So many, dude. And God, that's just ignorance, though. That's all I gotta chalk that up to. That's just somebody who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go to Michelle Rodriguez for like sage wisdom or anything, you know? She's probably a really nice person. She was Letty in the Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
Dom's girlfriend or whatever.
Who?
Dominic Toretto. You know
Family.
Vin Diesel, yeah.
Family.
Yeah,
no, I know Dom.
Yeah. His girlfriend from the first movie.
So she was in one movie?
No, she's in like most of them.
Ah.
She got killed in one of them and came back like a movie or two later. Who else does that? Fucking superhero movies, the shit she claims to not like.
Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus. What else? What's been going on these 2 weeks? I've not played very many video games. I need to get on that. I was going to do that tonight, but I forgot we were recording, so.
That's why I was like, yeah, I get off at 8, dude. Have fun.
Yeah.
I ended up getting off a little later than that, but.
I mean, that's how it happens. You only get to work overtime when the company needs overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've hit. Hold on, I'll tell you. I don't want to lie to my beautiful listeners.
Since when? Since when?
41 copies of my book have been sold.
Nice.
So, yeah. If I can sell 9 more, I hit my goal. I was like, if I can sell 50, I'm fucking happy.
That's what's up, dude. That's what's up. Proud of you, homeboy.
Yeah. Hopefully, everybody got a copy. If you didn't get a copy, Dalton probably didn't put the link to buy them in the show last time because I don't think I sent it to him.
I don't think you did send it to me.
I don't think I did.
I want to say I did put it in there, so fuck you.
Well, there you go. Oh, hey, nobody on this earth can argue that you're not the more responsible of the two of us when it comes to podcast shit. I barely, like, I make our show notes like 5 minutes before we start recording.
This is true. This is
so. Anything else? I don't think so. How about you? How was your 2 weeks of hell at Walgreens?
Well, you want to talk about Walgreens first? Or you want to talk about Father's Day first?
Dealer's choice.
All right, let's flip a guitar pick. Side with the ding on it, Father's Day. Side without the ding on it, Walgreens.
Or if it lands on my ding.
So we'll start with Walgreens.
Okay.
So, in the last 2 weeks, my good sir, there was a day I was at work. It was truck day. It was busy. And I get told to go fill water.
Yeah.
So I'm working water. Of course. I get called up front. I get told to call Trisha online, whatever the fuck, who's my boss for those of you who might be new here. And I get called back to pharmacy. And I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do? So I finished doing I didn't do any of them. I finished doing what I was doing. Then I wandered up front, helped get customers down. They called me back to pharmacy again. So at that point, I wrapped up what I was doing, and the phone rings, and it's manager. So I pick it up. Yep. She's like, why haven't you gone back to pharmacy yet? Because I was doing other stuff. All right, well, they need you back there. Okay. So I go walking back there. And the only reason that they call me is because I am what's considered a designated hitter, right? Yeah. Somebody who can go back and forth between the two. So they call me back there. I'm
assuming that title does not net you any extra money, just responsibility.
It nets me $1 extra.
Okay.
Just one. For doing 2 sections of the store's worth of work. So anyway, I get back there. What do you want me to do? They want me to file. That's just basically taking prescriptions that have been filled, putting them in these bins.
Yeah.
Alphabetized. So I'm doing all this. I'm getting all the stuff. I'm putting them where they're supposed to go. And one of the girls turns around and just goes, and they're getting fucking full. And I'm like, I don't know what to do, but I'm just gonna keep keep filling because they said they want this done. I'm just going to get it done. One of the girls turns around and just looks at me and goes, don't overfill them. I'm like, okay. There's overflow. Okay, you just pointed. Like, where's the overflow? Just don't overfill them. And she goes back to her customer. So I said, all right, Taylor can do it. And I turned around and walked out because there were 6 people working in that pharmacy. Were they all doing something? Yes. Could one of them taken a 5-10 minute break and filed? Yes. So I went back to doing my own stuff. So I get a call on the phone. Or I'm sorry, a call over the intercom. Dalton, call me at 22 whatever the fuck. 22 your sister's ass.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
And I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it because I want to hear the way you answer it. Why the fuck do you have to go somewhere and call her when she's sitting in an office doing nothing? Why can't she come find you and talk to you?
Because that would require her walrus ass to get up and waddle to come find me.
Yeah.
Remember the chair thing?
Oh, yeah. She couldn't have rolled her fat chair ass out there.
So, no. And it's never, come to the office. It's always call me at whatever.
Yeah.
So I go walking up to the front. This bitch talking about wasting steps.
Yeah.
Always talking about wasting steps, making me walk up to the front to call her.
Let me guess. The office would have been closer than you walking to the front.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you'd have went to the office, you would have seen her in there not doing anything.
Well, I don't know. I can't say she's not doing anything. She's always doing something on her computer, work related, but she's always just sitting at her computer doing stuff.
Yeah.
Or she's in the pharmacy. It's very rare she's out on the floor. And when she is, she's just out there to find things to bitch about.
Yeah.
So I call her, what happened in pharmacy? I'm like, they told me I was overfilling stuff, didn't tell me what to do, so I left. Well, that's not how you handle that. Well, that's how I handled it. All right, well, you need to go back there and finish filing. Seriously? Yes. Okay, whatever. So I hang up, and I go walking back there, and I open the door, and Taylor's standing there. And I went, what would you like me to do? And she's like, she wants me to file. Where the hell did you go? And I said, I went back to doing work because why am I back here? There are like 6 of you back here. I don't need to be here. This is fucking stupid. Keep that in your mind. Yeah. That phrase that I said. And Taylor goes, I don't know, Dalton. She just said for you to fucking be back here. So just work. Fair enough. So I put both my earbuds in, which I never do at work, and took them. And Jazz, there's a girl that works back there named Jazz, who is a beautiful, beautiful black girl. Like, oh man, she's so pretty. If she wasn't married, I would totally flirt with her. She comes over to me. So let me explain to you about overflow and stuff. And she like calmly and kindly told me what to do. And that was way different than just being like, don't overflow it, or don't overfill it, there's overflow. And just pointing. No, Jazz walked me over there like, this is where it goes. This is the sections for this, that. And I thanked her. And I said, thank you, Jazz. I appreciate that. I'll get this done for you. So Taylor comes over and says something else to me. I don't remember what Taylor said, but I'll come back to that. That part doesn't matter right now. I'll come back to that. So anyways, I finished filing. I finished today. So a few days go by, probably 2 or 3 days. I think I was off for 2 days after that. Came back in. I come back from lunch. They tell me, Trisha needs to see you in the office, but she's in pharmacy right now. Okay. Sorry, I needed to wet my palate. So I get called back. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So then I just like, I'll work up front. If she needs me, she'll call me. Then Miss Edie, who's one of our new shift leads, the one that got the job over me, who's been fantastic, by the way. She's a sweet lady. Yeah. I love her to death, but it stops there. So she comes up to me and she goes, Miss Trisha wants you to go to the office. I'm like, that seems to be a theme of people telling me that. So I look and I see Trisha walking towards the office. So I start making my way back there. But I'm blocking as I go, taking my time. So I go walking into the office and she says, all right, I said, what you need, boss? Come on in, have a seat. So I walked in. I didn't sit down. What you need? Sit down. All right. So I go and I sit down on the computer chair and she goes, first off, where do you clock in when you come into work? I said, well, that's highly dependent on the day, really. I said, normally I come in, I buy my stuff, and then I come back here and clock in. I said, on days that I come in and it's really busy, I'll go ahead and clock in at the computer up front like other people do all the time. I didn't say that part. Yeah. But But I'm like, I clock into the computer up front, and then I just get to work and help get the line down. All right, well, you need to clock in back here because the computer up front just doesn't connect properly, and sometimes it doesn't go through right.
So in other words,
no, hold on.
It doesn't connect to her computer, and she has to waddle her fat ass to the front to make sure you clocked in right. So she wants you to come do it in the back so that she doesn't have to waddle as far.
She wants me to go to the office and clock in back there so she can make me put on one of those stupid fucking earpieces that we're supposed to wear.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But here's the thing, and I'm going to let you listeners in on a little secret. I'm going to get real close to the microphone. She thinks that it's erroring. I'm just not clocking out for lunch because fuck that bitch. So anyway, at this point, dude, if Walgreens hears this, suck my dick, fire me. I don't care. So anyway, she gives me that spiel, and then she gets on the phone and she calls pharmacy. Can you tell Kelly I'm ready for her? Kelly. Oh, that's that cute little pharmacist. Okay, let's do this. So Kelly comes in, and Trisha goes, so what happened on Tuesday? And I went, Trisha, I don't remember what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And she's like, you had an incident in pharmacy. And I was like, that was an incident? So I explained what happened. And she's like, well, I heard that you said, and I quote, she had it written down. Why am I even here? There are 6 people back here. You guys don't need me. This is, and she looks at Kelly and goes, pardon my language, fucking stupid. And I just went, yeah, I said that.
Yep.
Why'd you say that? I said,
because it was fucking stupid.
because it was stupid. I was like, there was like 6 people back there. We're working on truck. I'm getting called to 4 different spots in the store. They could have easily filed. Right?
Yep.
Everyone in pharmacy has a position that they're supposed to work and they're not supposed to leave it. Is that why they're all just wandering around back there, chit-chatting and talking? Cool. So I'm sitting there and she's just like going over all this bullshit. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, should I just quit? I didn't because I knew Brandy would be disappointed in me. I knew my mom would be disappointed in me. And those are the 2 most important ladies in my life. I don't want either of them mad at me.
Plus, don't quit. Make them fire you so you can get unemployment.
Get unemployment, yeah. But, see, there's a weird thing with that because I don't know how set in concrete that is in Florida because I don't know if that counts if you get fired for insubordinates, and insubordinates could be anything, including saying, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But, so she tells me that, why, she goes, you were visibly angry that day. What was your issue? Like, I had multiple people going out to me saying that you were in a terrible mood. I said, you want to know why I was in a terrible mood, Trisha? I said, because we're understaffed. I said, we're overworked. I said, but here's the thing. We're overworked and I don't get the hours. I get 26 to 30 hours and you give me 40 to 50 hours worth of work to do in those. I said, so my body hurts. I'm tired. I was like, I felt like CM Punk.
Yeah.
I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children. But I said, I'm tired. Like, I'm hurting. My bones hurt. My knees hurt. My back hurts. I was like, not only that, Tuesday was the day that all of a sudden Jeans Week started on Sunday. And it got canceled on Tuesday because of stores that had nothing to do with ours. Not even in our fucking district. But other stores, because people couldn't abide by the rules, the entire company canceled Jeans Week, which was our quote unquote what would you call it? It was like a
Casual
pizza party
Friday.
equivalent.
Yeah.
No, it was like a pizza party equivalent for doing so many Red Nose donations. And
So in other words,
yada,
they
yada, yada.
didn't even spend the $40 to buy you pizza. They were like,
they just said, hey, you
just
can
wear
wear
some
jeans. And somebody came in with a pair of jeans with a hole in it, like by the knee. And it got canceled company wide. So they were like, oh, that good job you did. Fuck you. You got 2 days of it.
Yeah.
Now get back to work, you fucking slaves.
Yep.
And so now, not only did they cancel Jeans Week, now the uniform is 100% more strict. Like, if your shirt has stains on it, you can't wear that shirt anymore. If your pants are faded in the slightest, because you have to wear black slacks. If they're faded, if they have a stain on them, if there's a bleach stain or anything, can't wear them. Your shoes have to be solid black. They can't have a little brown around the bottom. They have to be solid black. So I told Trisha, I said, here's the thing. I said, that was the day that they told me that. And I said, well, I didn't say this, but in between us, the listeners, and you, Jeremy, when I was on the floor it's a good thing that the pharmacy people weren't around. Because when Kayla told me that, I said, well, here's the thing. Walgreens can buy my uniform and they can suck my fucking dick.
Yeah.
And I said that very loudly. I guarantee you customers heard me say it. So I said to Trisha, I said, so Jeans Week just gets canceled for some shit that had nothing to do with us. I was like, and then all of a sudden, now the wardrobe that we're supposed to wear is super strict. And she looks at me and she goes, you're in uniform. It doesn't matter. You're fine. I said, that is not the point. Yeah. I said, the point is, if I'm working truck and I spill some bleach on my pants and all of a sudden I can no longer wear these, is Walgreens going to buy me another pair? Because right now they're not even paying me enough fucking money to move out of my goddamn parents' house.
Yeah.
So how does this make any sense? I was like, how is this fair? And she goes, it's not fair, but it's corporate. That's what they're doing. And I right then and there, I wanted to put my 2 weeks in, but I didn't. So I just sucked it up and said, all right, whatever. So she said, well, I'm going to have to report this to HR. There's a part 2 to this. So she's like, I'm going to have to report this to HR and I'll let you know what they say and tell me how they tell me to handle this. And I went, okay. And I walked out. So the part 2, the next day or day after that, something like that, either the next day or the day after the next day, I'm in the back and Taylor comes up to me and Taylor comes walking up to me real quick. Dalton, I had nothing to do with that. What are you talking about? I had nothing to do with the whole pharmacy thing. Like I stopped her. I said, Taylor, I didn't think it was you. I was like, me and you cuss at each other all the time.
Yeah.
And you and I have talked about Taylor before. So you know her, feisty ass little 19-year-old. But she's got a fucking mouth on her. I've heard her cuss so much at that store. So that's how I knew it wasn't her. Yeah. And she goes, it wasn't me. I said, I didn't think it was you. And without missing a fucking beat, she goes, it was Kelly. I'm like, oh, the cute little pharmacy girl that was in the, oh, that makes sense. That now I see why Trisha looked at her and was like, pardon my language. And when she said the F word, and Taylor goes, yeah, I don't even know what happened. You just seemed mad. And they called me into the office and Taylor says, Trisha called her into the office and Taylor walked in there and Trisha was like, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. And Taylor's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, I heard that Dalton cursed at you out of anger in the pharmacy. Taylor goes, no, he didn't. She's like, he just was saying that it was stupid that he was back there. Yeah, but he shouldn't have said it that way. So they made Taylor write an HR statement. Taylor said she straight up told him that she didn't feel comfortable doing it. And Trish was like, I need you to do it. So does this sound to you like I'm trying like that? So Taylor straight up looked me dead in the eyes. And this is why I don't think she was lying to me, because she didn't shift her gaze. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, I looked at Trisha and said, are you trying to get one of our best workers fired? Are you serious? And I'm like, oh, Taylor does like me. But so now I know that like everyone that worked in pharmacy that day had to write an HR statement about what happened, except me. Yep. So part of me wants to go in there and be like, hey, by the way, can you give me a number for HR so I can give them my side of the story? Because I'd love that. Although I know I have a penis and you're not a fan of those, Trisha. Because let me tell you something too. Nick, that works there, is one of the best workers there. That dude knows the store like the back of his hand. He's been there for over 5 years. Has never once been offered a shift lead position. I bust my fucking ass up there and know what I'm doing and have managerial experience. And I got passed over twice for a shift lead position. Mike has worked there for over 10 years. Has never gotten a shift lead position.
So what it sounds like is you should call HR and let them know that you think there's sexism going on in the workplace.
I told them that whenever the Miss M thing was going on.
Yeah.
I said, I personally think that Trisha is harder on us guys than they are the girls. And he was like, can you give me an example? I said, yeah. I said, me and Nick get threatened about call outs all the time. And I work with girls who have called out more than I have fingers and they're still here. It's supposed to be, you get 5 call outs an entire year.
Yeah.
And the 6th call out is a write up. 7th one, you get fired. So explain that to me. When I've called out twice this year. I've called out twice this year. And no, I'm sorry. I've called out 3 times. And the 3rd time I called out, she was like, well, you're getting close to 5. You're getting close to 5. Yeah. Cool. I hope you're getting close to death. Fucking bitch. And here's the thing. Trisha can be nice. when she wants to be.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, that is never. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So and I messaged Nate and Willie about this, and I feel bad that I'm always ranting to you guys and I vent on the podcast about it and shit, but this is just where I get it all out. But like, Nate sent me a message the other day that hit me right in the feels when he just said, dude, I just want to see you happy at work, like, and not hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I miss being happy at work. You know, when I am happy at work, like today was a good day at work, even though I worked hard. Trisha wasn't there. So we were able to walk around and joke around and have fun and talk to each other and work on the same aisle and get shit done quicker because there wasn't someone there to just micromanage everything. And I think that walrus of a human has just lost touch with not being manager.
Yep.
Because why is it, and this isn't just Walgreens, this is a lot of places, why is it that managers get so mad when people are having a good time at work?
So I've explained this to people before. It's the reason GameStop pays store leaders, which is the store manager. They're in charge of the entire store. They pay them $16 an hour. And now they have a position called SL2 that they force on store leaders, which basically means you're now the store manager for 2 separate stores. And guess how much money you make? $16 an hour. There are people in this world who care more about the prestige of, quote, being in charge than they do about anything else. I've known them. You've known them. They're people that just, they want to be able to say, I'm the manager here, more so than making money, making friends, doing whatever, you know. They like to have that little bit of authority of, well, Dalton, you know, you can only call out 5 times. You've called out 3 times. And 3 is almost 5. So, you know, you need to be careful there. Because people who don't give a fuck about that stuff don't deal with the bullshit like making $16 an hour and being in charge of 2 stores.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, fuck this shit. I'll go work at McDonald's, run a fucking fryer, and make $17 an hour.
So, quick correlation. I watched the Kevin Nash podcast.
Yeah.
Right? And I've heard him talk about that. Bret Hart didn't care about making the most money. He just wanted to be champion.
Yep.
And Kevin said that Scott Hall looked at Bret one time and went, hey, brother, you know this is a work, right? Like, it's not real.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a piece of leather with some gold on it. Like,
yeah.
Money is what actually matters.
It's not something... I don't want to say it's not something you earn, because you do earn it through your work ethic, but it's not like a UFC championship or a Super Bowl ring or, you know, a Stanley Cup. It's not something you worked and earned. It's something that you did a good job and they promoted you to carrying this belt around.
They decided that but I mean, that does say a lot for that person.
Yeah. That's what I say. Like, I don't want to say that you don't earn it, but you don't earn it through wrestling.
The same way.
Yeah. It's not something you fought and bled and, you know, won. It's something that was given to you. It's a performance bonus. Like, you performed well, so we're giving you this bonus of being champion. Yeah. Because like I said, it's hard to articulate that, because you do earn it through your performance, but you don't win it. You're giving it. You're giving it.
Yeah, for sure. So to wrap this up, so like this past weekend, so that happened last week. So this past weekend, Saturday, I went into work. My shift lead, Melanie, was sick. Dude, I did not feel good. Like, even Melanie and Miss Edie both like pulled me aside and they're like, you look really pale. Are you all right? And I'm just like, my stomach's just not doing good today.
Yeah.
So I said, and I made it known, I'm not making it to 5. Right. So when I go for lunch, I'm just going to go home.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Miss Edie didn't hear me, or it just didn't get told to her. So when I went home, it got taken as me abandoning my shift. So luckily, Melanie and Miss Edie both covered for me for Trisha, and they were both like, no, he was real sick that day. Like, he shouldn't have been here sick.
Yeah.
And I didn't really hear anything about it. So, but Miss Edie come up to me today and she's like, next time, if you have to leave, just come find me and tell me. and then let me know when you get home, okay? Because I'm here thinking you didn't come back from lunch. You didn't look like you felt good. Did you get into a wreck? Did you pass out while you were driving? I was worried about you. Yes, ma'am.
Not worried enough to pick up the phone and call you and make sure you were okay.
No, she did have Mike message me on Facebook and be like, but Mike messaged me, he's like, dude, you quit? And I'm like, no, I just feel like shit. And he goes, oh, okay. Okay, just making sure. But so I'm at work day before yesterday. So it would have been Monday. And I was just thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. And I said, you know what? I don't give a fuck what HR says. I'm going to nip this in the bud. Yeah. So I went and I wrote a note and I just wrote, I would no longer like to be a DH. I will gladly continue to be a CSA, but I don't want to be a DH anymore.
Yeah. I'll
take the pay cut. You could take that wonderful $1 more away. Whatever. I don't care. I never want to step foot in that fucking pharmacy again.
Yeah.
If they can't handle me saying, but especially when, by the way, my shift lead Jess just quit and started working somewhere else. Good on her. But I messaged her and was ranting about it, and she wrote me back and she said, which pharmacist was it? And I said, Kelly. And she went, are you fucking serious? You know how many times I've heard that woman cuss about Trisha? And I'm like, So, but apparently I was angry and threatening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and Taylor, when I told Taylor that's what Trisha told me, Taylor giggled. Taylor's like, you could be mad as fuck and I don't think I'd find you threatening. Because she's like, I could walk up and tickle your chin and you'd calm down. Like, fair enough. So yeah, that's been my 2 weeks.
So you want me to tell you what I would have done and also why I can't do your job?
Well, I know why you can't. But yeah, please.
So
for the listeners,
I'm there unloading truck, right? They come get me, say, I need you to help in pharmacy. I say, sorry, I'm on truck today. Oh, we need you in pharmacy. Sorry, I'm doing truck today. I'm not doing pharmacy. And then if I give in and say, okay, fuck it, I'll go to pharmacy. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to start filing really fucking slow. And when homegirl turns around and says, don't overfill it, I'm going to turn and look at her and be like, do you want to come over here and do this? Because I had to stop doing my job to come do your job. Do you want to come do it or are you going to let me do it? And then I would have ended up in the office and I would have said exactly what I said.
Yeah. That's pretty much how it went down, just in different terms. But yeah, you would have been much more forward with it than me.
If I could afford it, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I would come stay in Gainesville or Keystone or whatever. I would get a job at Walgreens just so you and Lane and everybody else could laugh at how much I piss Trish off. Because I'm going to fucking do exactly what I want to do. And like, I'm going to end up in that office every fucking day until she has a reason to fire me. And at least it would make it a better working environment for the people that work there because you guys would be able to laugh at the bullshit I do. Shit like
that would be nice.
Like I'm working pills and she comes over and she's like, I need you to do such as I'm gonna just like put my arm in one of the like shelves and be like, God damn it, and just sweep the whole shelf off in the floor. Like, I guess I'll go unload the fucking truck then and just walk off and go do it.
That would be tremendous. I already like have it in my head that if I could find another job, I just want to like get that job secured so I know I have it. I'm going to start it, and then I want to walk in Walgreens, and I want to walk over to that front counter, and I want to put my badge down, and I want to pick up the intercom, and I want to hit ding, and I want to come out there and be like, attention Walgreens customers, this place fucking sucks. I quit. And in the words of Jim Cornette, thank you, fuck you, bye-bye. Click.
Then you got to fart into it.
And I want to record that on my phone while I do that so I can post it in Discord for everyone to enjoy the ending of the saga.
Yeah, I couldn't work somewhere like that.
Dude, it really makes me miss working with Wes, because when I worked with Wes, like it was just me and him. We didn't work for a corporation and it was hard ass work.
Oh yeah.
But we were our own bosses.
What movie was it? It was Ted, where he was fucking the chick in the back. And his boss brought him in the office. And he was like, what's going on? He was like, oh, yeah. He's like, I fucked her with this cucumber and then I sold it to a nice family for their dinner. And the boss was like, you got gumption. I like that. I'm promoting
I like
you.
your gusto.
That would be me. I'd be like, Trisha called me in the office, be like, they're giving you my job. I'd be like, God damn it. Dude, everybody at Keystone would work at that Walgreens if I was a manager, because I'd be like, fuck it, long as shit gets done, I don't give a fuck. Wear board shorts and a goddamn tank top to work. I don't care. As long as shit gets done.
One more thing that was adding to my rage that I just remembered. So the credit cards. Talked about how annoying they are, right? So Trisha comes up to me the other day and says, last time we were on, no, I think I actually ranted about this on Steam Machine. So I get called up front. I get called up front, again, wasting steps to call the office for her to tell me, oh shit, it was the same day she told me to go to pharmacy. She was like, did you hear about Michaela's success with getting the 6 credit cards in one day? And I looked at Michaela and went, congratulations. And, is there anything else you need? And that was when she told me to go to pharmacy. So anyway, so the other day she comes up to me and she goes, have you had any success with the new verbiage? Did Michaela go over the new verbiage with you? Did she do the new verbiage? And I'm like, they still tell me no, Trisha. That's what I tell her every time have you had any success? Nope. I'm asking like you tell me to, though, because as long as I say that, she can't say shit.
Yep.
Because it's not technically mandatory for me to get any. It's just mandatory for me to ask.
Yeah.
Whether I ask or not.
Yeah.
No, it's illegal. It is illegal for them to make it mandatory for me to get them. That's commission, and they'd have to pay me commission.
Yeah, I guess because it's credit cards. Because like GameStop has that shit with their rewards card. You got to sign up so many people for rewards cards.
Yeah, but this is like a legit credit card, so it's illegal. That would be illegal. But here's the thing: it's becoming more and more mandatory without being mandatory.
Yep.
If you catch my drift, because she's like, the new verbiage is you're supposed to tell the person, you can earn $25 in cash rewards and use it today. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And I said, they still tell me no. And she said, well, you know what you're supposed to say after they say no, right? And I went, nothing, right? Because they said no. She's like, no, you're supposed to tell them that they can apply for it, get the $25 credit, and then as soon as it comes, they can cancel it, and they just get that free $25. And that might convince them to then say yes. Are you fucking kidding? Dude, if someone tells me no, that's the end of the fucking discussion.
Yep.
I'm not going to molest and rape these people to try to get, like, verbally, to try to get them to take these fucking credit cards for a company I don't even want to work for. Like, that is just so wrong on so many fucking levels.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's another thing where I said it's like she's disconnecting from, does corporate not realize that's a fucking surefire way to piss customers off? And that's going to make days harder for your associates, which is going to make them either A, need therapy, or B, want to quit. C, both.
Yeah.
All of the above. It doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. And it's like, it's becoming worse and worse and worse. And if you go on the Walgreens Reddit and read these, you can even read some of my posts that I've made about this bullshit, but like you read posts and you see people who are like, hey, I worked at Sears for 20 something years.
Yeah.
And in my experience, when a company starts doing this credit card shit, they're dying.
Yeah.
And they're in major issues. Get out while you can. And then the comment underneath that would be, hey, I worked for JCPenney for 30 years and the same thing happened there.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh, I worked at such and such and the same thing happened there. History does have a habit of repeating itself.
Shit, GameStop just started implementing that with the fucking, it's now GameStop Pro or something, where it went from $15 a year to $25 a year. But you're getting your little $5 monthly coupon that doesn't stack. You have to use it by the end of the month or it expires. But you're getting 5% off of pre-owned items too. But yeah, they're telling people,
Walgreens.
They're telling people like, if you say no, or if the customer says no, they need to reiterate how important it is to have this subscription. Like, how long is it going to be before they're like, Dalton, if that old lady tells you no to signing up for a credit card, you punch her in the face, take her purse, and put her information in from her driver's license anyways.
Yeah. One of the people on Reddit said that they weren't going to give their store away because obviously this has got major issues. But they said that their store manager was having them put the prompt up where you put your number in
Yeah.
for it to send you the thing for the credit card, and telling people that the system just needed them to verify their phone number for their Walgreens rewards. And I'm like, dude, that's illegal. That is illegal.
Yeah.
That is 100% illegal.
Dude, GameStop got sued for that. Because, they do the GPG or whatever, the warranty for games. There were stores that were told, put the warranty on without asking and let them see it and tell you that to remove it. And somebody actually sued GameStop because of that.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck these corporate predatory. So you know how you keep customers? You fucking treat them like human beings.
And what is amazing to me is just the way corporate America is.
Yep.
Because you know who mostly used to treat their customers, and I'll use pharmacies as an example. Mom and pop pharmacies.
Yep.
When I first moved here, there was a place called Dean's Drugs.
Yep.
No one ever complained about that place. They took care of their employees. They ended up shutting down because CVS and Walgreens came in.
Yep.
Now, before CVS moved into their place now, there was an Eckerd. Because for those of you who are too young to know.
Eckerd was a drugstore.
Eckerd was a drugstore that then was bought by CVS.
One of my girlfriends in high school worked at Eckerd's.
So there was an Eckerd, but Eckerd's was pretty small time too. It wasn't on the level that CVS is, at least. I mean, it was bigger than Dean's Drugs because obviously there was one of those. It wasn't a chain. But at the same time, CVS and Walgreens come in.
Yeah.
Dean's Drugs not there anymore.
Yep.
It's gone. And now we just have Walgreens on one corner and CVS on the other corner. And they're just both fucking eyesores.
Yep. I mean, it happened with Walmart got sued because they went into this small town and they were found that they were selling pharmaceuticals, sunglasses, and stuff below their cost to drive these independent drugstores out of business. Like, it's fucking...
Dude, I already picked a song of the week, but to give a bonus out there is a song by Mark Knopfler. If you don't know who Mark Knopfler is, he was in Dire Straits. Money for Nothing, Chicks for Free, Sultans of Swing, that band. Mark Knopfler has a song called Boom Like That.
Yeah.
Which is about Ray Kroc, the guy who met the guys who opened McDonald's, and he bought that shit from them and then just destroyed them, right?
Yeah.
And there's a line in that song where he says, competition, send them south. They're going to drown, stick a hose in their mouth.
Yep.
And it's just talking about they opened up a new place flipping meat, so I put two right across the street.
Yep.
It's just about that. Dude, those corporations are just bloodthirsty. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. All they want is money.
Yep.
And it's just sad. But speaking of the coupon expiring at the end of the month, all those points that you build up for Walgreens expire at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So these people that are like, oh, I should have 40 fucking points.
Nope.
When?
Expired.
Because they're not there.
Yep.
And then they get pissed off. Then I have to call a manager, and it's a whole thing. It's just stupid. I'm so ready to get out of there.
Yeah.
I applied to True Leave. True Leave is looking for a full-time gig, and I'm like, I'll take it. So we'll see. I also had an interview at the local restaurant, but he ended up filling that position in-house. So, but he told me he'd keep me in mind if he has a position open because he sees me. I've known the dude forever. We used to play in bands together, and he's seen me post food that I cook, and he's like, "Oh, goddamn, yeah, dude." So,
yeah,
we'll see. So the other little thing that kind of bummed me out this week, but then we can talk about some better stuff. I just want to get all this shit out of the way. Was Father's Day.
Yeah.
Now I know you can relate. I just have this thing where ever since I was with Savannah and I was taking care of her two little girls, Father's Day just bums me out now. You know?
Oh yeah.
And you know, so we had like a big family, like my grandparents and my uncle came over and I grilled, and Brandy and her daughter were supposed to come over as well, but she ended up asking me to reschedule, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. And in talking to her later, she was beating herself up pretty hard that day because she says that she felt like she, and I'm only talking about this because literally none of you know who she is. By the way, but she said that she feels like she's failed Daphne for not having like a strong, positive, consistent male role model in her life. And all I could muster to say to her was like, you know, I would gladly be that for her, but I don't know how your future boyfriends would feel about that. You know, there was a lot more that I could have said and wanted to say, and I won't say it here because it's just not the time or place for that. But like, man, in that moment, if I could have just given her the biggest hug, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like when somebody says something to you and you're just like, dude, let me fucking hug you and tell you all of the reasons you are so fucking wrong and that you haven't failed at anything and that you are just fucking fantastic and should not be as hard on yourself as you are, you know? It's fucking sucked, dude. I was like, so I haven't seen her since, but hopefully I'm off the next few days, so hopefully I can go over there and give her a big old hug and make her feel better.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like, and then, you know, my thoughts were with Mehgan that day because, you know, she lost her dad. And I was like, you know, even after everything that went on there, like, I still got love for the girl, dude. I hope she's doing good. And I hope that Sunday wasn't too hard on her. You know what I mean? And I thought about you that day too. And I hoped that it wasn't kicking your ass because, you know. Yeah,
I did all right.
You know, it was just I was trying very hard to be chipper for my family and stuff, and I was really looking forward to seeing Brandy and Daphne, only because like I always joke with her, I'm like, when I go over there, I'm always like, thank you for my weekly boost in serotonin. Yeah. Right. So I didn't get that, and it was just like it just kind of sucked, but I understand why. But at the same time, sadness and pain can make beautiful things. And let me tell you, Jeremy, those ribs I made were so fucking good. They were so like dripping juicy and just perfectly caramelized and so good. I was proud of them. There was one rack that the big thicker part of it, a few of those ribs I didn't serve because they looked a little too pink for my liking. But even though, you know, they say that technically you can eat pork pink, you just got to be careful with it. Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, I still don't want to test that. So that brings us to our topics, my good sir. Yeah. Because oh no, I'll bring that up later. Never mind. So you have this new games.
So apparently there's a bunch of video game reveal shit going on over the past week or so. I don't want to cover it all, but I want to talk about a few of the things that like piqued my interest, and I know a few things piqued your interest. If you want to hear Dalton talk about most of the shit, go listen to Steam Machine.
I do have some new ones though, because between Steam Machine, there's been a Nintendo Direct that had a couple things that piqued my interest. So,
speaking of the Super Mario RPG remake, I'm excited for.
Yeah. So, I'm not the biggest fan of that original game, but I love the concept of it, and I think bringing it into a modern light, I would like to try to play it again.
Yeah, I'm not huge on
RPGs or fantasies in general.
Well, the updated graphics of it, I'm just not a huge fan. But see, I love the original version. The original version was unlike anything Mario at the time in design, in look. Like the graphics, the character sprites, everything were so different than anything in the Mario universe at that time. And now it's kind of just been whitewashed with, you know, what Mario characters are now. So, which I get it, but I don't know, just I like the original super pixelated Super Nintendo version.
Would that be whitewashed or wahoo washed?
No.
What, you don't wash your wahoo? You should wash your wahoo.
No. The new Princess Peach game sounds pretty good. Whatever it's going to be, there's literally nothing there. Trying to think of what else. I know you were excited about Persona 5 Tactica.
I'm kind of excited about that. I love Persona 5 and I love tactics games. Let's see how they go together. But like, I still need to play Strikers. I need to beat Royal. Then I need to play Strikers. Then I'll worry about Tactica.
Believe it or not,
George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I could give a fuck less about any of the Metal Gear Solid shit that's been announced. Like, couldn't care less.
Bruh.
I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game. I have no desire to play any of them.
I am so hyped for that Metal Gear 3 remake. You just have no idea. I'm also super hyped for this Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1.
Yeah.
Because it's coming with Metal Gear 1, 2, 3 VR missions and all of the original NES and MSX games.
Yeah.
But that's not why I'm super excited. Because that's cool. That's cool. I'll be able to get Metal Gear 3. Because I have Metal Gear 1 and 2 on my PC. If I can get Metal Gear 3, that's cool. And then I'll get the remake. But the fact that they called it Collection Volume 1
means there's going to probably be a Volume 2.
And that means possibly in Volume 2, they could release Metal Gear Solid 4 on something other than the PlayStation 3.
No, it's going to be like
do
5
Twin Snakes,
and
Peace Walker, and 4.
It's going to be 5 Rising Revengeance and Survivor or whatever. Metal Gear Survive. It's going to be those three. Skip 4.
If they re-release Survive, they'd be fucking so stupid. Oh my God. Although, Konami. Konami going to Konami. But, I mean, Rising would be cool. 5's too new to me. 5's still readily available on most systems.
What they need to do is stop fucking around with Metal Gear Solid and make a new Adventure Island game. Because they own Hudson Soft now.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. But that's probably two separate sides of the company.
Well, they need to drop the Metal Gear side and focus on the Adventure Island side.
In fact, it's probably two development companies completely different.
But you know what is funny to me? There's a Lara Croft collection coming out. Guess who doesn't own Tomb Raider shit anymore? Because they sold it for pennies to invest in fucking NFTs. Good old Square Enix sold Crystal Dynamics for like $17 so they could invest that $17 into fucking NFTs. And I hope the Lara Croft collection comes out and makes $800 billion because that was the stupidest fucking thing anybody could have ever done.
Yeah. Man, let me tell you something. Let's have a quick conversation about Tomb Raider since you brought it up. Lara Croft Tomb Raider. That Crystal Dynamics Tomb Raider reboot that we did for Steam Machine was a good game.
Yeah.
If you would have changed the main character and called it something else, I think I would have felt better about it. But the fact that now don't get me wrong, I loved the character design of Laura in that game. So it would have had to have been a different main character.
Yeah.
Because the updated Laura style is perfectly fine for me. In the first Tomb Raider game, you end up fighting a fucking T-Rex within the first hour or two, right?
Yeah.
There is levity to that game. It doesn't take itself too seriously. The Crystal Dynamics series of the reboot came out at that time where, because of The Walking Dead, everything had to be dark and gritty, and all these reboots had to be gritty and dark and gruesome. And dude, they took all the levity away from Tomb Raider, and it's like it takes itself too fucking seriously. And it reminded me of it was trying to be Uncharted, and Uncharted was trying to be the original Tomb Raider games. So they could have skipped Uncharted and just tried to make a game that resembled the old Tomb Raider game.
Yeah, true.
Because Uncharted is a great game, great story, has some gripping moments, also funny as fuck. So, I don't know. Just a quick rant. Another thing in the Nintendo Direct, dude, that jumped out at me that I was like, bruh, yes, was that Star Ocean, the Second Story remake. What a cool art design.
Yeah, I saw that.
The really pretty 3D background graphics and stuff with the 2D animated characters. I'm for it. That was one of the RPGs from the PlayStation 1 that I never had and always wanted. So to see that is also coming to PC gave me an erection of the grandest kind.
So, the Lara Croft collection. I wonder how you're going to feel about this. This is 2 dungeon crawler games. It's Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light and Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. And they're like isometric temple crawler games.
Yeah. I have those games. They're weird. I think it was Temple of Osiris. It's supposed to be like 4-player co-op and shit.
Yeah.
So that's what's coming out is just those 2. That's
Just
the Lara
those
Croft
2.
collection.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense though, because those games are called Lara Croft. They're not called Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I was the company that bought Crystal Dynamics, I'd be working on full like PS5, Steam, whatever remakes of Tomb Raider 1 and 2. And I'd be putting out a fucking like PS1 Tomb Raider compilation. Like that's fucking, you can print money with that shit. You port all the PS1 Tomb Raiders, sell it for like $40. PS5, Series X, Switch, and Steam. Dude, you're fucking printing money.
Here's the thing. They're already all on Steam. And you can go on Steam and look up probably one of the original Tomb Raider games, and it'll be like, would you like to buy the Tomb Raider anthology? And it's all the original Tomb Raider games. Yeah. You can get them all for one bundled discount.
Yeah.
And consoles, dude, they could print money if they did that for PS5 and Xbox.
Exactly.
Yeah. 100%, dude. Yeah. But you said that collection's coming to Switch?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that should make some money. Those games... Yeah. Those games are perfect for Switch.
Yeah. It's $25. People will buy that because it's fucking Lara Croft. Like, yeah.
Dude, growing up, I mean, back in the triangle titty PlayStation days.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my dad on the fridge, it was about yay long. I don't know how long that would be. Maybe about as big as my dick, right?
So 3 inches.
Around. It was just like a cutout from a gaming magazine of Lara Croft. She was in like that flowy black dress thing. Yeah. But she didn't have her triangle titties. She had like normal boobs because this was like rendered.
Yeah.
Not in game. And she was holding her pistols. And that was like on the fridge for years.
I remember that image.
Dude, yeah, it's iconic. Oh, yeah. And it was like, I want to get that as a little poster. Like not like a huge poster, but like, a little poster thing and just put it on my wall as like a remembrance.
Yep. All you got to do is Google Lara Croft black dress.
Yeah, that photo.
Yep, that one.
Holy shit. Yep, that was that one right there. And there was like a reddish background for the magazine that it was in or whatever. Yeah, super cool.
Like that.
Yep, that is exactly it.
Yep.
That hung on my fridge. Loved it, dude. I love Lara Croft. Like, the original Tomb Raider games hold a special place in my heart, and I'm so worried about doing them for the show. Because I know you're going to be like, the fuck are these tank controls?
I feel like that's really something you could do, like do the collection, but do it remastered. It's like smooth it out a little bit and, standardize the controls a little bit. So
they did that for the original Tomb Raider. They called it Tomb Raider Anniversary.
Yeah.
And yeah, if they took and went and did that for 2 and 3
and Chronicles,
because I think when the PS2 one, those handled a little better, but those original PS1 ones, it's just clunky. The movement. Like the combat's fine, it's just the movement's clunky.
Yep.
But I will say, when you told Laura to grab something, as long as you were holding the grab button, she would actually grab it. There was usually no weird glitch like in games now where you'll do something and it'll just be like, bah! And then fall over. Like there was polish to games back then because there had to be.
And while I'm thinking of it and we're talking about video games, I want to throw this in there. Anybody listening who plays on Steam or has Steam, go on Steam and download Stumble Guys. It's free and it's a clone of Fall Guys. I watched a guy play it.
Go ahead.
I watched a guy play it today and it was fucking hilarious watching. So I was like, it's free. We just need to get like big group sessions going. I think we would have a blast.
So here's the thing with Stumble Guys. Stumble Guys exists for one sole reason. There is a market of people who want to play Fall Guys who have a vehement hatred for the Epic Games launcher.
Yeah.
And they will not fucking install it. There's some of them in our Discord. They fucking hate Epic. So Stumble Guys is a like almost suable worthy ripoff of Fall Guys.
Very, very, very close.
It's just on Steam, so you don't have to download Epic.
You know what's funny though? There is a Hot Wheels licensed map in Stumble Guys.
That's tremendous.
Like legit, the Hot Wheels logo is there. It's all like track and shit. There's a part where you actually get in a car and drive it around. Fucking great.
Speaking of, dude, if it's on Game Pass or if it ever pops into the store and you happen to be able to just pop it in and play it one day, if you get the Hot Wheels Hot Wheels Unleashed, the racing game or whatever, it is a fucking fun arcade
Hot
racer.
Wheels Unleashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game's fucking great. I've got it on.
So you've played it? Okay.
It's on. I think it's on Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Yeah, I played it on Xbox and I have it on PS5.
Stupid arcade fun. Like, reminded me of those older racing games back before they all got really simmy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just, it almost handles like a kart racer. But you're in a car.
It's really fun. My only thing that I say bad about it is it's not pay to win, but it's very microtransaction heavy. Because it's like to buy new cars and shit. It's, you can buy loot boxes and get random cars and shit, or you can, buy actual cars for real money and stuff.
I know there's DLC and stuff for it, but I thought that the cars that you get in the game, you earn the currency for them.
But you can buy them too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Buy
that's just a
to
part
me
of gaming these days.
That's my thing though. If this was a free game, okay. This is a fucking full price game. It shouldn't be heavy towards just spend money to get good cars.
I'm looking at their DLC. Are you sure?
I swear.
Because I'm looking at the DLC on Steam and I don't see any kind of currency. I do see one that is flagged for sexual content. Which one is that one? The Hot Wheels Barbie Dream Camper. How? Why is that flagged for sexual content? Because it's Barbie? What's sexual about Barbie? I say that while this movie's coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, but
okay, so maybe it's not pay to win, but it's like grinding.
I think you played it and saw loot boxes and immediately were like, God damn it.
Maybe so.
I did too.
It's grindy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like play the same race 800 times so you can earn enough currency to unlock one of these loot boxes. But I will say the racing in it is fun as shit. Like it is really
the
fun.
racing itself, is a blast. I had a great time with it while I played in it. I haven't played a ton of it, but I mean, out of the 10 races I did or so, I had a great time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there anything? I know Pikmin 4 is coming out. Pikmin's always looked interesting.
Pikmin 1 and 2 got a remaster for Switch, which is
cool.
neat.
So I was looking at a list of everything that got released or talked about today. What was the Smash announcement? Is there a new Smash game coming out or something? Or
I didn't see a Smash announcement. There was a Mario Kart announcement.
Hold on, let me go back to what I was looking at real quick.
They announced like the Wave 5 of that booster pack for Mario Kart 8, which tells me that I don't think we're getting a Mario Kart 9 anytime soon. Maybe on the next console.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not Super Smash Brothers. That's Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, there's a new 2D Super Mario Brothers game coming. That actually looks kind of interesting. There's an elephant power-up where you can turn Mario into an elephant. Like, they're kind of jumping the shark here, but, I mean, you're kind of running out of ideas.
Okay, I'm looking at it now. Okay, I dig this art style. It's kind of like a 2.5D look.
Yeah, it's like, it's going to be like not a sequel, but a successor to New Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
One of the most ported games to ever exist.
Yeah, except anything that's not a Nintendo system. It could have been ported so much more.
But it came out on the Wii, and then it got put on the DS. Or maybe it came out on the DS, got put on the Wii. But DS and Wii got a 3DS release, got a Wii U release. There was a new Luigi Brothers U on Wii U. Then it got put on Switch as well. The same fucking game.
Before I hit enter on this question,
Yes.
because that's a fucking lot, so it might be. What do you think is the most ported game of all time? My answer is Doom.
Doom, definitely.
You think it's Doom too? All right, so let's look. The top 10 most ported games of all time according to Gamer Rant.
Start at 10 and go up.
Number 10, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
I was going to say Skyrim possibly, but not Skyrim's not as far as Doom.
Wow, number 9, Doom.
Oh, shit.
Aside from the unofficial versions, Doom has been ported enough times to warrant a spot on this list. Okay, so it's not counting all the unofficial ports.
I mean, that makes sense, though.
Like getting the Doom to run on your computer at work.
Yeah.
Number 8. Wow, this is another one that I thought might have been the number 1. Tetris.
Yeah, I could see that. But my thing is, so like Tetris itself hasn't been ported that much. Versions of Tetris are everywhere, but like the original Tetris game is not that many places.
See, now I'm starting to question the validity of this list. Number 7, Minecraft. I know Minecraft.
Minecraft, you had this PC, you had iOS and Android, you had
all right, Xboxes and
Xbox
PlayStation and Nintendo.
Xbox 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Series X. Well,
I forget Minecraft's been around for as long as I've lived.
Switch, yeah.
not really, but you know,
it's been around for a long ass time, yeah.
The dawn of time now.
Yeah.
Number 6, Final Fantasy.
The original?
It says the Final Fantasy series is one of the most historic franchises in the JRPG history. The game started off with a legendary entry in 1987 and has witnessed a release on several platforms ever since.
I'm questioning the validity of this list as well.
Yeah, so am I. Number 5, The Prince of Persia.
See, I think they're just going by franchises.
That's what
because the original
Number
Prince
4.
of Persia was only like 3 systems, maybe.
See, I don't know, because number 4 is Resident Evil 4, which has been ported a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's been ported as many times as some of those other ones.
No.
Number 3 is Street Fighter 2.
That I could see.
Number 2, Pong. Oh, motherfucker, I bet number 1's Pac-Man.
Probably is.
If number 2 is Pong, I bet number 1 is not Pac-Man. Pac-Man's not even on this list.
Wow.
The number 1... This makes sense to me, and it's going to make sense to you, and anyone who never owned a brick phone might not get it. The number 1 ported game of all time is Snake.
Yeah. As soon as you said brick phone, Yeah,
exactly.
I don't like that list. I'm going to look up another list.
I was going to say, I'm going to go back. That was Gamer Rant, so they failed me. Guinness Book of World Records, most ported video game. Okay, what the fuck was that other list talking about? The Guinness Book of World Records for the most ported video game is Tetris. With a total of 70. So if you still want to find another list, I'm willing to talk about it. But the world record holder is Tetris.
I want to know what 70 consoles or 70 ports it has, though.
By the way, we were basically doubly correct because we both mentioned Tetris.
Yeah.
And according to Guinness Book of World Records, this is what it says. I'm just going to read you the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too, but yeah, go ahead and read it.
The most ported video game is Tetris. Since the original version was developed for the Soviet Electronica 60 microcomputer in 1984 by computer scientist Alexei Pajitnov, there have been more than 200 official Tetris variants developed for at least 70 unique systems. This total includes almost every commercial video game console, mobile gaming platform, and home computer, as well as more unusual platforms such as LCD keychain video games, in-flight entertainment systems, and word processors. But if the focus is shifted to unofficial ports, Tetris has a rival in id Software's 1993 first-person shooter Doom. Doom was specifically designed to be as easy to adapt to different systems as possible, and more importantly, its code was made open source in 1997. Doom is a much more technically demanding game than Tetris, but the resources required to run it are still trivial by modern standards. Homebrew coders have discovered that a wide variety of what are called embedded systems, simple computers designed as controllers for electronic devices, are capable of running Doom. And over the last 20 years, enthusiasts have ported Doom to fridges, exercise bikes, pregnancy tests, printers, and even house-sized research supercomputers. Does it run Doom has become a running joke in the hacker community, a test that any new piece of hardware is always subjected to.
So here's my question. Since it was made open source in 97, are they still technically unofficial ports?
I mean, I guess because it wouldn't be id Software themselves doing the ports, but at the same time, I get where you're coming from because...
So I have an article from The Gamer. 8 games with the most ports. Number 8, Street Fighter 2. We both agree Street Fighter 2 on fucking everything. I mean, Street Fighter came out in... Was it like 1990 or something?
The first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
So let's say 33 years ago. They are just now coming out with the 6th game because they don't move on to the next one. They make 17 versions of the one they're currently on, and then they move to the next one. Number 7.
Yeah, or with the recent games, they just released an assload of DLC.
See, but this list is doing the same shit. Number 7 is Final Fantasy. I don't agree with that because that's a franchise. That's not a game.
But if it's talking about the original Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. That wasn't on that many, or that wasn't ported that much, was it?
You'd be surprised. It was on the NES. I believe they released it for the SNES. It came out on a lot of the Nintendo handheld systems. It was ported to the PlayStation. There's more than you think.
But let me read you what they're saying, and that's what makes me say bullshit.
Okay.
It says, Final Fantasy occupies a unique space in gaming, being a long-running series without strict continuity and rather shared motifs between games. It gives the series a lot of freedom, although some entries like Final Fantasy VII may get preferential treatment in the number of entries they get. The mainline series is pretty evenly tied with regards to ports. Final Fantasy has its original console releases. Then 3 and 4 were made in 3D, then ported to PC with new graphics, then given pixel remasters. 15 got a dedicated Windows edition. The 13 series is still trapped behind poor PC ports and no new console versions. So they're taking it as a whole.
About the series.
Yeah, and that's bullshit. Like that's like saying Madden is the most ported game because there's
1,000
30 different versions on every conceivable way to play video games that's ever existed. Yeah, Resident Evil 4 is on here. And I mean, like, Resident Evil 4 was a Wii release, or it was a GameCube release. Got a PS2 port, got a Wii port. I don't think it came out on original Xbox.
No.
Then you got like
it was PC.
Then you got a PS4 port, I think. I mean, maybe, but...
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, number 5 is Skyrim. 4 is Minecraft. 3 is another fucking Final Fantasy.
But, hold on, though. Skyrim... I don't think Skyrim's been ported as many times as Street Fighter.
I don't think so either. Because it came out on...
Continue.
Wait. Skyrim came out on 360, PS3, PC.
And PS4.
Then it got PS4, Xbox One... And now it's got a PS5 port. So that's
and they're probably counting Skyrim and then Skyrim Special Edition and then Skyrim Anniversary Edition, which came out for a bunch of systems too.
True.
So I don't know.
Number 3 is going to make you laugh, but I think they're taking it as a series. Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts as a series has 1 million entries, but the actual Kingdom Hearts game, like no one particular game has been ported a ton.
No, the original one, you got the original PS2.
Yeah.
Then it came out in a collection on PS3.
Yeah.
Then it came out in a collection on PS4.
Yeah.
Then a collection on PS5 and PC. And I think it finally came out on Xbox.
And a collection on Switch.
And then the cloud version collection on Switch.
Yeah.
Let me clarify for any listeners. The cloud version. Stay away from that.
Number 2, Tetris.
Tetris. Okay. Then number 1 is either Snake, Doom, or Pac-Man.
Doom.
Yeah.
See, we were right. You were just looking at the wrong article.
Man. Yeah, that I don't like how they lump in series like that. That's filler.
Yeah. Dude, you'll love this. When you're a game as influential as Doom, you're never going to be forgotten. Sure, there are plenty of official ports, but games are kept alive by their fans. You want to play Doom while driving your car? Sure. Maybe you don't, though. Food taking too long in the microwave? Play Doom on the display. Pregnancy test taking too long to show a result? Boot up Doom on that little stick. The things the Doom community have achieved are wild, and the world will only become a better place if they never stop.
Shout out to Willie.
Yeah. I'm sure Willie's like, yep. Willie's going to get a girl pregnant just so he has an excuse to buy a pregnancy test and play Doom on it.
Oh, man.
So,
before we move on to the next topic, I just want to say, I know this isn't Grumpy Jeff. This isn't the Grumpy Jeff Pro Wrestling Power Hour.
Yeah.
Everyone in the Bloodline storyline deserves an Emmy.
Oh, fuck yes.
Especially Jay and Roman.
Yeah.
And Jimmy. Like those three. But like, and Heyman. Fuck it. And Heyman and Sammy. Like all of them.
Oh,
even Kevin. Throw Kevin in there. Like
this is the best pro wrestling arc probably since like the Attitude Era. This is like the best thing to happen to pro wrestling since the Attitude Era. Like it is so dynamic and people are so wrapped up in it that they can start selling episodes of Raw or they can start selling episodes of SmackDown for $60 a piece and people would fucking buy them because this shit's going on. That last SmackDown when there was the big to-do in the ring and they were going off on Jimmy and Jimmy come out there, no music. Yeah. So it wasn't one of those like planned entrances. He just came out, yo, and started talking to his cousins, talking to his brothers, or to his cousin and his brothers. And then them, yelling at him, and then Jay just reaming Jimmy like, "Oh, Mr. Prom King, oh yeah,
Mr. Yada Yada Yada," all this stuff. And he goes, "Well, you know what? I'm the right hand man because of this man, not you. Yeah. You got injured. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. So you know what? You out.
Yep,
you out." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And he got real close up in his face, and he goes, "And I'm out too." And he turned around and he super kicked Roman, and I have goosebumps right now talking about this. Like, I was like, oh my God. And it was some of the best, not even just best wrestling, that was some of the best TV I've seen in a long time, dude.
It was phenomenal.
Holy shit.
To the point, it was such a good spot that I think WWE would be dumb as hell to have anybody take the belt from Roman other than Jey Uso at this point.
Yeah.
Like, Cody Rhodes, not going to have that heat. You let Jey take the belt off Roman at either SummerSlam or WrestleMania next year.
Or Mania, yeah.
I said, you could stretch this to Mania, and it would be the main. This would be like Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant level WrestleMania main event.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And all these people, and don't get me wrong, we were probably right there too. We thought Sammy could have been the one to beat beat Roman. Then we thought, man, Cody.
Yep.
How could they not do that with Cody Rhodes?
Yep. And God damn it, they were right.
They were fucking right. And that's the thing about Vince McMahon. People shit on him. And I know there might be a lot of Triple H in this. There might be some other things going on. But Vince McMahon always said they don't know what they want. They think they know what they want. We know what they want. Let them do their thing. That's why I laugh at people online who are like, this is the worst fucking booking I've ever seen for such and such. What the fuck are they doing? And then a year or two later, that person's the champion. And they were like, oh, look, they're finally doing this. It's like, no, dude, they were building.
Prime example. When Seth Rollins hit Roman Reigns with that chair, broke up the Shield, how many people were like, why the fuck would they do that? And then look where those two are now. They're both world heavyweight champions, essentially.
Yeah.
They're
both faces of the company.
Yeah, they're both faces of the company. They're both the most over superhero or wrestlers in WWE, both
Superhero
face and heel.
supervillain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Now, are they fucking up on some levels? Sure.
Yeah.
Their women's division is in fucking shambles right now.
Yeah, and their mid card is not always taken care of the way they should be. So I'm not saying they get everything right.
No.
But when it comes to like big time storylines,
they just need to hire me and you to handle the women's division in the mid card. And we'll have this shit fucking taking on the Super Bowl.
We'll give you compelling storylines and some funny shit to piss off Jim Cornette so he has something to talk about on his podcast.
Yep.
Because and that's not a shade at Jim Cornette. I listen to him every week, twice a week. Love him.
Now, he
bitches a lot.
Since we're on the topic, I understand why, but I kind of miss the days where, like the Stone Cold era, where he would hit a stunner on a woman, he didn't give a shit. Because like the men don't hit the women now. It's just a thing. And I don't condone hitting women. We all know this is staged. There's not actually like, he's not backhanding a woman out of anger. This is all set up. But like the match between it was Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Cody Rhodes versus Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley's up on the apron for I think Cody and for Sami Zayn. And the crowd is like, fucking hit her. And like if Sammy would have just fucking like haluva kicked her off the apron, the crowd would have went fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But I understand like you don't want the men hitting the
went nuts in a different way.
Yeah. I think they're building to it because she's getting really aggressive with the male count and they're building her up as like the new China, which Raquel Rodriguez fought Trish Stratus. And this kind of pissed me off a little bit because I'm old school attitude era shit. The commentators said something about how Trish had never seen power like Raquel Rodriguez. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers realize she fought China, right? Like China's...
I don't think Trish ever wrestled
Did
China.
she not?
But I do want to say that Trish wrestled Miss Jackie, old Jacqueline.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a bad bitch, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So she's definitely felt power. But I think they're just trying to capitalize on the fact that Raquel is so big.
They're trying to make Raquel into, Goliath. I just don't think it's a good look for her.
But I also don't think that they should have Raquel every time she's like near a camera, just like smiling ear to ear.
No, if she's going to be a powerhouse, she needs that be a power. Like that's what kind of killed me about, yeah, dude, they fought. There it is right there on a fucking clip of the China versus Trish Stratus WWF Women's Championship title.
What year?
It says it's posted in 2003. It doesn't say what year it was.
Oh, that's fair. Huh. I'll have to go back and watch that then. I don't remember them ever wrestling. Because I thought back when China was doing her main thing, Trish was still just pretty much a manager.
No, she was wrestling. Dude, there's a fucking action figure set of the two of them.
Hell yeah, I'll put that on my shelf next to Geralt and Siri.
But yeah, like, and I understand like WWE will not acknowledge China because, the pornos and all that shit. But, yeah, no.
They put her in the Hall of Fame.
What you're saying about Raquel, like, if you're going to make her a powerhouse, like, could you imagine if Rhea was walking around smiling and being all giddy and shit all the time?
I mean, she'd look cute as fuck.
Yeah,
but other than that, yeah, it wouldn't fit the character.
And that's what killed me with Raquel and Alexa Bliss, or not Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan doing the tag team thing. She's supposed to be this powerhouse, but they're always like, oh, I love you so much. Oh, you're my favorite person. It's like, no, you can't fucking be Andre the Giant and be all fucking giddy and shit. Like,
I don't know if that analogy works because Andre had... but continue.
Yeah. But yeah, like...
I know what you're saying.
It just doesn't work. But they kind of hinted at Rhea and Raquel having a rivalry. I think that could be good.
That could be good or awful.
Yeah.
Because matches between two really big guys are either going to be hard hitting and short, or they're just going to be bad.
Yeah.
There's usually no in between.
Well, here's my thing.
So,
I think it could be a phenomenal match, and I think it could be a long match. As much as I love Raquel, I don't think she's talented enough to be
Rhea's
main event. Yeah. She's not talented enough to be that level of main event. Like, somebody's taking a belt off Rhea, it's got to be a fucking knockdown drag out. Got to be, a fucking 20-minute match, spilling out into the crowd, doing crazy shit. And I don't see Raquel as that person.
Yeah.
But
I don't either, dude. But Rhea, she's got the look. She's got that badass entrance theme done by Motionless in White. Like, she's got her little Dom, who is just a heat-seeking machine.
She is so over that they're trying so hard to make her a heel, and it's like Stone Cold in the Attitude Era. She's trying so hard to be a heel, and nobody gives a fuck because they love her so much.
Dude, because she's a badass.
Yeah.
Like Jim Cornette says all the time, he goes, dude, we need to enjoy Rhea Ripley in her prime years while she's in there kicking ass, because she's going to be in action movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I could see that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but let's shift for a second. Dominic Mysterio has the most heat out of, I think, anyone in any wrestling company right now.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime they hand him the microphone, he can't even talk. The crowd is booing him so loudly.
Oh,
it's tremendous.
He is one of the best chicken shit heels that we've seen in a long time. I'm trying to think of like the last great chicken shit heel, and I can't come up with anybody.
Chicken shit heel? I give it to The Miz.
He will fight, though. Dom does everything he's one of those that will do everything in his power to not fight.
Fair enough.
Like, he slapped Cody Rhodes in the face and then hid behind Rhea. Like, we haven't had a good chicken shit heel like that in a long fucking time.
The last time I heard somebody get booed like that was Elias. And it was, where were they? They were somewhere that, like, within the past few years, this place had lost their basketball team.
Oh, yeah. Might have been Seattle.
It was Seattle. Thank you. It was the Seattle whatever the fucks.
Supersonics.
And him and Kevin Owens are in the ring, and Elias is sitting there with his guitar, and he's strumming, and they're talking back and forth, and Elias goes, yeah, I mean, saying that we're going to lose is crazy. That's like saying Seattle deserves a basketball team. And he got not only some of the loudest boos I've ever heard, it was 5 straight minutes of solid boos. Not a break, nothing. And there was one point where Kevin Owens leaned over, like made like a and leaned over to Elias and said something. And I think he leaned over and was like, damn good heat. Because it was if they would have tried to talk, you couldn't hear him. Like, it was insane. And I'm like, whoo, that must be a real sore spot in Seattle.
So that brings me to something that kind of irks me, but it's funny at the same time. Not this past SmackDown, but the one before that, I think, when Jay fought Austin Theory, and Jimmy interrupted and Jay lost, and Paul Heyman is like, pulls his phone out and is like, call Roman Reigns. Some dude in the crowd yells. He's like, his phone's not even on. And I'm like, motherfucker, you realize we know that, right? Like, he's not calling Roman Reigns on a cell phone in a building full of like 25,000 people screaming at the top of their lungs. It's not what's actually happening. It's called acting.
Yeah. Dude, they're again, people love to call wrestling fake.
Yeah. But
then there are people who just like won't accept that, dude, it's just entertainment.
Yeah.
That fucking clip that you sent me the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, it boiled my blood, bro. Let's talk about that and then move on from
Okay.
wrestling. So Jeremy sends me this clip, and it was Chris Van Vliet, and he was being interviewed by some guy. We'll call him douchey.
Call him Tom.
Douchey Tom.
Yeah.
So douchey Tom is like, so you like wrestling? Bro, you know that shit's fake, right? Like, you know that shit's not real. And Chris Van Vliet said the same thing I always say. Yeah, dude, it's entertainment. You like movies? Yeah, bro, I love movies. Well, you know that shit's fake, right? Like, you know, movies aren't real, bro. It's totally different. How?
It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's the exact fucking same.
It's like you realize Ben Affleck's not dressing up in a rubber costume and going out and fighting bad guys at night, right? Like, he's pretending.
Yeah, fucking Bryan Cranston doesn't know how to cook pure meth.
Yeah.
Maybe he does. I don't know. But dude, it's just that mindset. I hate to sound like a crotchety old wrestler. I don't like the word fake because I've been there to see people get injured.
Yeah. It's not fake. It's staged.
It's staged.
Yes.
And
it's scripted.
They're trained professionals.
Yeah.
And it's scripted.
I challenge anybody who says professional wrestling is fake. I challenge simply, go into your living room, move your shit around so you got a nice open area floor, stand there, and just fall backwards into the floor. Land on your back. And tell me how fake it is. Like, I used to think like, see these guys like, you know, go off the top rope and then they're writhing in pain on the mat and stuff. And I used to be like, oh, they're overselling it, blah, blah, blah. Now the more I look at it, I'm like, it's probably a genuine reaction. Because that shit's fucking painful.
Again, I've put together rings. I can tell you that it's a steel frame with long, probably not 4x4s, like 2x6s, or not 2x6s, so 2x4s, just long ass 2x4s.
Probably
going
like
across it.
Probably decking boards, like the board you build your deck out of. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A bunch of those going across it, and then they lay down a padding that you might put under a carpet.
Yeah.
Right? And then they lay the canvas down.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like,
so
and
literally
you're getting like somebody is picking you. Let's use a power bomb as an example.
Yeah.
Someone is picking you up and then throwing you down with some serious force.
Yeah.
And you just have to tuck your chin and take the impact as much as you can on your back and slap your arms to the mat.
Yeah.
Or hit your arms to the mat to try to take some more of the impact away.
Yeah.
You're still hitting the ground.
That's the thing.
Like Jeremy said, fall on your carpet.
Yep. Fall on your carpet. Go outside on your deck and just fall backwards. Like you said, tuck your chin to your chest so you don't hit your head. Fall backwards on the deck. Get up. Do it again. Get up.
Do it again.
Watch the YouTube clip. Watch the YouTube clip of Triple H at Tough Enough doing bumps. When he's like yelling at the guys like, do a bump. Not good enough. Do a bump. And then watch him go, bam.
Attack the mat.
Bam. 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 Like, go do that on your deck 5-6 times in a row and get up and go to work the next morning. Like, it's not fake. It's the physicality of it is very much real. It's the reason so many people get hurt.
Yeah.
But yes, it is scripted because it's entertainment.
That motherfucker tore his quad.
Yeah.
And then went another 20 minutes. He tore his pectoral straight off the fucking bone and then finished the match. Like, they're tough sons of bitches. Like, people go, I could kick that fucking wrestler's ass. That shit's fake. I promise you. Even the smallest wrestler is going to knock you the fuck out.
Rey Mysterio would beat the shit out of me and Dalton if we both attacked him at the same time.
Yeah. And he's like 5'2".
Yeah.
Ooh, it started raining hard.
Oh,
I just started hearing the rain all of a sudden. There was one other. Dude, my favorite part of that Triple H clip is when he's making them all do that and he makes the black guy do it and he gets up and he goes, hey man, by the way, your ball spot is short.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so you know, I saw your nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the guy just like checks his pants. He's like, oops, sorry. Oh man. So some dumb rich people had a horror movie happen to them.
Yeah. So
I just started hearing about this yesterday, and I was just like, "What?"
So I understand this is tragic for the people,
Yes,
the
let's
families,
clarify.
and all. This is tragic, but at the same time, everybody in that submarine was rich and there voluntarily. So maybe not the guy that drove it. I don't know if he was rich or not. So I might feel bad for him, but he was in charge. He should have done better.
To link the two conversations, my buddy Scott, who is a professional wrestler, posted today. If you think about it, they really got the true Titanic experience. So I'd say they got what they paid for. And then he proceeded to share a meme that said, when you pay $200,000.
Yeah. When you pay $200,000 to see the Titanic. Or no.
It's not a two-way trip. No, it's just you pay $200,000 and it's not a two-way. Like,
you
it's only a one-way
you
trip.
find out that didn't cover the return trip. No, the one I saw kill me was this at $250,000 or no, it was like the old MasterCard commercials. It's like seeing the Titanic, seeing the Titanic wreckage, $250,000, becoming the Titanic wreckage, priceless.
Priceless. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Like I said, I hate it, but the internet is fucking savage, and a lot of these memes have been hilarious. I feel bad we're all going to hell because we're laughing at people's tragedy. Did you see that the day they went missing, one of the guys on the submarine's stepson went to a Blink 182 concert and posted a picture and was like, I know it's probably a little classless or something, or a little insensitive, but my family would want me to be at the Blink 182 concert right now.
So here's two things. One, or actually three things. One, yes, I did see that. Two, I also saw where that dude told an OnlyFans girl to sit on his face.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
While this was going on. But three, no one would be talking about him and no one would have known had he not made a post about it.
Yeah.
He could have just gone to the Blink 182 concert and then won with the crowd.
100% saw his 15 seconds of fame. Like, he did that shit on purpose. It's his fucking stepdad. He probably hopes the motherfucker's dead at the bottom of the ocean.
That's what I thought. That's the same thought I had. Was like, what's his stepdad?
Yeah.
So there might be some issues there. Well, you really fuck up my mom? She only likes you because you got money.
Yeah. Now we got your money.
Look at me. I have your money.
Like, me and my buddy said that thing's been fucking eaten by a kraken or some shit. Like, them people ain't making it back.
Did you ever read the book Meg?
No.
Okay. Did you see the shitty action movie they made out of it?
No, but they made a sequel of it that's coming out soon.
Well, there are multiple books.
Yeah. The sequel's coming out this year.
So that book was so full of like scientific information and backing up on how things that happened in it would happen.
Yeah.
And then they made it an action movie with The Rock in it.
With Jason Statham in it.
Oh, was it Jason Statham?
Yes.
I thought it was The Rock.
No.
They're the same person.
You know what's funny to me? We talked about this at my shop the other day. People who are like losing their minds over drag queens and all of this bullshit, right? I told him, I said,
She my drag queen, watching fun and bands go.
I told him, ask any of those people, who's the most hyper masculine man that you know of? Like, you don't know them, you know of them. Guarantee you their answer is going to be John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, The Rock, Jason Statham, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. One of these people, right? You know what all these people have in common?
Action movies.
Nope. Every time you've seen them, they have been wearing makeup. Every motherfucking time you've seen them, they've been wearing makeup. So, what's the difference?
Nothing. I shared a thing today on Facebook that was a post, and it just said Christian, and it said, I'm so proud of my 8-year-old for making the decision to be baptized tonight.
Yeah, I saw
and then
that.
It's like underneath it is just eye rolls, and I'm like, and they're worried about indoctrination of gays.
Yeah.
And are you kidding me? Like, an 8-year-old without influence is not going to be like, I think I want to be baptized.
Yeah.
An 8-year-old who has never been taught what baptism is not going to even fucking know what baptism is. That kid's going to want a bowl of cereal and to watch cartoons.
Yep.
And for that, I would be equally proud.
Dude, the one I loved was like, a rainbow won't turn your kid gay, but an Abercrombie and Fitch bag from 2008 will. And it's like those old bags that Abercrombie and Fitch have. It's like just some dude's chiseled fucking torso with the cum gutters and everything. Oh, man.
And it's like, man, it's crazy that these people would rather, like, they don't want their kids to be read to by a drag queen, and they're going to do something about that. But then that same school the next week gets shot up by one of their kids that's, having some issues. And they're going to be like, well, we just need to give the teachers guns. Instead of doing something about it. They just do what they want to do when it benefits them.
Yep.
Like, how does that make any fucking sense? How does that make any sense? If a guy in a dress and some makeup wants to come read a story that, like, they could be reading Clifford the Big Red fucking Dog for all I care. Or go in there and read, I don't know. Where the Red Fern Grows. You want to make some kids cry?
Oh, that's some brutal shit.
That is a fucking sad book, bro. So that might be a bad example. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they're getting so up in arms about that. But then kids literally fucking die. Bullets to the body. They bleed out in a classroom. And they don't do shit about that. Because they can't take our guns away. And I think people should be able to own guns. That's not the issue here. But the issue is, that's a whole other fucking conversation. Let's not get into that. These people that got on this submarine are stupid and they got what they deserve.
That's what I was like.
They were in a submarine piloted by a Mad Catz controller.
Dude, like, it was so fucking bad. Like I commented on the thing you posted. It was like, yeah, that's a 360 controller. That submarine just red ringed.
Dude, that thing was legit. I make the joke, but it looked like a rip-off Mad Catz controller that had two elongated nipples for thumbsticks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, surely this is photoshopped.
You would really fucking hope so. For something that the people on that thing spent $1 million combined to go on this trip. Apparently, my buddy was looking into it.
Good for the company, I guess.
My buddy was looking into it. He said, like, this thing, this ship submarine thing they were on failed inspection because the walls were supposed to be 7 inches thick to withstand the pressure, and they only measured out at 5 inches thick or something like that. And he said one guy, because there was one empty seat on it, because the guy was like,
I read the article.
He asked for a refund because he was like, yeah, I don't feel safe getting on this thing. Like, dude.
Yeah. And I want to say that guy was one of the people who helped work on it.
Would you get in a fucking Chef Boyardee ravioli can that locks from the outside for anything? Like, I'm not getting in anything that locks from the outside.
No. Unless it's a fucking coffin and I'm dead.
Yeah. But yeah, like, this whole thing was a terrible fucking idea. And apparently they've done these before. And those were all terrible ideas too. This time it bit them in the ass. Like, this shit was a terrible fucking idea.
Like, do you need to see the Titanic?
No.
No, you don't. Do you need to get into a submarine in general? No, not unless you're in the military. And even then, those are made properly because it's the military and they'll spend millions of dollars on one sub.
Yeah.
They might spend $1 billion on one sub for all we know.
And guess what? Those motherfuckers still sink in the fucking ocean too.
Yeah. I've seen Das Boot.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Like, yeah, this whole thing was just asinine. Like, so fucking stupid.
So insane. So, I don't know if this is true. I saw an article, and it was just a screenshot from the article. But it said that the submarine had been found with no one in it. And I'm like, I don't know how true that is. But
I don't think that's true because it locks from the outside. How the fuck would they have gotten out?
Exactly, Jeremy. Exactly. Trademark YabsPod. Let's write the movie.
Yeah. The fucking
We'll get in on this shit.
The fucking Kraken cracked that motherfucker open. He opened the door, got them fucking snacks out and ate them and fucking closed it back up.
Closed it and locked it.
Yeah.
That my dad went, aliens.
Yeah.
Beamed them up.
Maybe, just maybe. Did they find any clothes in the submarine?
Like I said, I don't know.
Maybe the rapture happened and they were the only ones that were still pure. They just got fucking raptured up from the submarine. All the rest of us sinners are still here.
Oh my God. They went down there and Jesus was waiting in the Titanic.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for you, my children.
Yeah.
Let us go. And they're all like, wait, no, fuck. I had so many more bitches I wanted to lay. Jesus Christ. Our like 13 regular listeners will be very entertained by this, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh man. All right. The only other meme, like after I posted the one about the fucking $29.99 gaming controller that powered this thing, I want to give a shout out to Polsh. I don't know if he listens, but Polsh is Canadian, Dalton. They call me Amera Polsh. Posted one that just said me getting upset and throwing the controller.
Yeah.
And it shows some people freaking out. It says everybody else on the sub.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that one.
Like I said, fantastic.
In summation, this was a stupid idea, and I don't really feel bad for any of these people.
Yeah.
Fuck around and find out.
And find out. If you don't fuck around, you won't find out. I did see one post where somebody said, this is just what crazy rich white people get. And I'm like, wasn't the dude's name like Hashim Hachama? Like, I don't think it was a white guy. At least I don't think all of them were white guys. So I think we should just knock the white off and just say it's just dumb rich people.
Yeah.
As a general whole. Because one of the dudes is like super rich from Dubai.
And me and my buddy talked about it, and I don't fault them for doing it. Like, as far as paying $250,000, whatever, because like we said, if somebody came up to you, Dalton, and was like, all your bills are paid, you got a brand new car, brand new house, whatever, here's $1 million. What are you going to do with that money? Something foolish, probably, right?
Probably.
So, like,
but here's how go ahead.
Like, yeah, like, I don't fault them for doing it. I fault them for getting on a fucking mini sub that failed inspection and going 13,000 feet under sea level in a fucking tin can. Like, that was a stupid idea. If you want to buy a Lamborghini, go for it. But yeah, no, like,
yeah,
figure out
that money elsewhere.
Figure out the fucking like testing regulations for this shit before you put yourself in it.
Yeah, I don't disagree, dude.
It's like find out if the hooker has a current negative AIDS test before you fuck her raw, dog. Or you're gonna get fucking AIDS. Like, you're
gonna get AIDS again.
Yeah.
Fuck around.
Find out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So mine is actually a country song, which I'm sure surprises everybody. Gotten a little bit of a country music kick the other day. It's a song called Rock in a Hard Place by Bailey Zimmerman. I think you would like it. Just kind of a slow, methodical like song about relationships ending and shit like that.
Okay.
Pretty good song. What about you?
So mine is also one that might surprise people, right? So it's by a band called Written by Wolves. And it's called Let It Burn. This is not something I would have normally heard on my playlist.
Yeah.
Like, YouTube would not have suggested this to me. But I do like to take requests for doing vocals now and then, right? So I had asked Brandy, give me some songs to do. So she had given me, was the band called Bridges Ablaze, something like that. And the song was called Hellbent. So I did that one, and it came out pretty good. So yesterday, I told her, or she had told me that she really liked that one, and I said, okay, well, I'll work on the other one tonight, and we'll see, how it goes. Because the thing about this song, it's called Written by Wolves, Let It Burn. It's very, how do I explain it? Not emo, but more of that style of vocals, more of the higher pitch.
Does it go, let it burn, gotta let it burn?
No. No. Let me look up the lyrics really quick, because
If you're going to be silent, should I start click-clacking on my keyboard?
Fuck you, Nate.
That was a stab at Nate.
Just kidding.
For those who don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to Steam Machine Podcast. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, thank you for the plug. Steam Machine Podcast, bi-weekly PC gaming show that I think everyone who listens to this show listens to, but still,
Possibly
plug it in anyway. Well, actually, no, because some of your friends might listen.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends.
So goes and I know you didn't start the fire, but you saw it and you let it burn, and you know that's almost worse. But it's more like you didn't have to start the fire. You know what I mean? I was having to do vocal harmonies like that. And then also when it does that, and you know, and then the band goes, that's almost worse. So I had to record myself doing that 3 different times, hit them with a bunch of chorus and reverb to make it sound like a bunch more people doing it. But it came out really good. I sent it to her, and I sent it in the Discord, and people in the Discord seemed to like it. I texted it to Lane, and Lane really dug it. And it was the first cover that I sent to Brandy that she texted me. Like when I woke up this morning, I had a message from her like, Dalton, this is really fucking good. And then later on, when she got off work, she told me that she listened to it again. And I was like, wow, okay. So it was good enough to get 2 listens from at least one person. So I'm cool with that.
There you go.
I'm cool with that. So
I just saw it.
Written by Wolves, Let It Burn.
I just saw another Submarine meme that just fucking cracks me up. So this sub-story has everything. Billionaires, Logitech controllers, a stepson seeing Blink-182, conversations about what is funny and what isn't, rescue missions, the Titanic, orcas.
It does. It's got fucking a little bit of everything. And now the only thing it's missing is aliens.
Yeah. That dude from Ancient Aliens.
Yeah, exactly. They send him down in a solo submarine, and he just comes back, and his hair is like 5 times as long, but still sticking straight the fuck up. And he's like, they're real. And then he just drops dead.
Bro,
that's how our movie should end.
Bro, I have to send you this fucking picture.
Set up for the sequel.
I'm sending you this on Facebook, and I want your live reaction to it on the show.
Okay. Well, while I'm waiting for that to come through, the listener song of the week is classic Frank Sinatra, My Kind of Town. Can't beat some good old Frank, dude. He's the man.
Yeah, I'll get in the Frank Sinatra mood every now and then.
And that was, let me go really quickly and see who suggested that.
You didn't tell me who suggested it, so I didn't put it in the show notes.
Yeah, that's my bad. Where's our section? Yaps Pod, listener song of the week. And that was from Jeff. So thank you, El Jefe. Sinatra's always good shit, dude. All right. I'm looking at this.
So for those who can't see this, because this is an audio podcast, it's a picture of a grill.
What the fuck am I looking at?
With a ventilation duct above it to suck the smoke up from the grill. And apparently the ventilation is so powerful that it's actually sucking the steak off the grill and into the ventilation duct. It's in what I believe is Japanese. Could be wrong. I don't think it's Japanese. Maybe it's Korean.
No, I think that's Korean.
Thanks, because Japanese is more sharp than that.
Yeah, I believe there's a lot of going on that. So it's either Korean or Chinese.
And then the translation is the ventilation duct's too powerful. It's sucking away the meat.
Imagine just slapping a steak on your fucking grill.
And
then you go to check on it, and it's just suspended in midair because it's just getting sucked up. Just like, what the fuck?
You throw it on the grill and it just gets sucked up like the fucking thing at the bank. It
just shoots it in the sky. You got to catch it.
Oh, man.
Like those games you played as a kid where you put the shit in there and shoot it up. You had to catch them in a little container. Oh, no. Tremendous.
Yes. Okay, community questions.
All right. Finney, old Fenris has one from us. You have been kidnapped by 4 men.
First of all,
later
it's going to take more than 4 men to kidnap me, but continue.
An hour later, they drop you off on the side of the road because you won't stop talking about what?
So, before you answer, I want to say, instead of answering for ourselves, let's answer for each other. So I'm going to say they returned Dalton because he wouldn't stop talking about Persona 5.
Fair enough. I would have went wrestling for myself, but Persona 5 is also one that I talk a lot about. If I had to pick something for you, I think it'd be they dropped you off because they just got absolutely tired of hearing you talk about F1.
Probably so. That would have been my answer for myself.
It's F1, yeah. What did I see? There's a new F1 game coming out.
F1 23 just came out.
Was that what?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I saw a trailer for an F1 game recently.
It just came out like Friday, I think.
Adam, what is the most unsettling scene you have seen in a video game?
He put his example was the eyeball scene in Dead Space 2, which I haven't played Dead Space 2, but I know the scene he's talking about, and that shit's fucking disturbing to me, and I haven't even actually like played through it.
Is that where you watch the lobotomy happen or whatever?
Well, it's like where this fucking scalpel goes in your eyeball. Yeah, no thanks. For me, one that really shook me, and I think you've played the game. It's not really like gross unsettling, but I really didn't want to do it. The opening part of Wolfenstein 2, where your drunk dad makes you shoot your dog in the face.
Oh no, I haven't played that.
There's a scene at the beginning. It's a spoiler, but yeah, it's a spoiler. But it's fun. Like, I messaged my buddy when the game came out because I got it before him. I knew he was going to get it, and he is not a fan of violence on dogs in games or anything. And I was like, dude, you might not want to buy this. He's like, why? I was like, literally, your drunk dad or whatever makes you shoot your dog in the face. I sat there for like probably 10 minutes waiting to see if maybe it was like, if you waited long enough, like if you waited long enough, it would just like skip it. But no, like you can't turn. I tried to turn the gun to shoot the stepdad instead. Nope. You just got to fucking put the gun, fucking blow the dog away.
Tell you what I'm going to do. If that ever comes up for the show and I get to that scene, I'm going to mute the game volume. I'm going to put on a YouTube video on one of my other screens, and I'm going to look away, and I'm just going to pull the trigger, and I'm going to like just let it play out. I'm not going to look at it because I don't even want to see it. I might even put something in front of my screen.
It's fucked up. I'm warning you now. Like, you might not want to pick that one for Steam Machine because nobody's going to want to get past like 10 minutes into the game.
Man, unsettling. I have seen some unsettling shit in games. Watching Nate play Outlast 2 and then seeing that woman give birth to a baby in the game, I was not expecting that. But that game wasn't great. But like that scene was weird. I think the most unsettled I've ever been was sitting on my couch with my buddies Shane and Danny. And we were checking out, it was around Halloween, so we were checking out this new fucking horror thing that had just popped up on the PlayStation Store. And everybody was talking about it, called PT.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just mindlessly walking through these, like this hallway over and over, doing the PT thing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I hear baby crying. And I walk into the bathroom of this hallway thing and look in the sink, and there's like this weird alien-looking fetus thing, and it's wailing, crying. And you look up in the mirror, and that Lisa bitch is standing behind you, just like twitching and shit. And it is like, and then you turn around, and she's not there. And it's like, what the fuck? And then on the next go-around, so that was the disturbing part. But on the next go around, the bathroom door is still crying, but it's just creaked open, barely. So we're sitting there. We're all sitting on a love seat. So like this thing's designed for 2 people, but there's 3 of us on it.
Yeah.
And I'm creeping up. Sound bar's cranked. The girls are like over behind us having chatter. The boys are just sitting over here. We're like, oh, fuck. Dude, you're supposed to go up to that door and then you zoom in to look in and it triggers what happens. And whenever I zoomed in and Lisa's face appears and she goes, ah, and then slams the door, we flipped the couch backwards. All three of us jumped at the same time and the love seat went, oh, boom! Which made the girls go, what the fuck? We were all like, ah! Flipping the fuck out. It was tremendous.
But yeah, I sent you that screenshot. Like, look how fucking sad just that screenshot is.
Oh, yeah, that's awful. Dude.
Yeah, like, that shit is some mentally scarring shit. Now,
I'm glad that I hopefully never have to do that.
Something creepy, unsettling, and I know everybody that listens to this can relate. That fucking cry in Left 4 Dead when the witch is somewhere around and you can't find her. And you just hear that fucking cry. That shit freaked me the fuck out. I was just like, oh God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
There's something to do with crying. I think it's because it's so innately like embedded in us that if someone's like really freaking out crying that they probably need help.
Yeah.
And it's distressing. The original Max Payne, did you ever play that?
I think so, a long time ago.
So he has like these crazy nightmares throughout the game, or they might be like drug induced, somebody drugs him or something, but you end up in this nightmare world where you're running around on these trails of blood. So everything's black around you, and if you walk off the trail of blood, you fall to your death.
Yeah.
So you have to run on these trails of blood and then like jump between them and everything, and the whole time there's just this baby crying. And it's because, and here's a not scary, just a disturbing one for you. In the beginning of Max Payne, someone breaks in your house and straight murders your wife and kid, and then you come home and find them.
Jesus.
And so you're hearing your dead babies crying while you're running around on this blood path thing in this game, and it's like, dude, it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
So
there you go, Adam.
So something not from a video game that should be disturbing, but it's just the funniest shit I think I've ever seen. There's a shitty, like, B-roll horror movie, zombie film called Automaton Transfusion. And, you know, just shitty zombie movie, right? But there's a scene where there's, like, a bunch of high schoolers that ever having a party. And of course, a zombie shows up and kills a bunch of people. But dude, so this pregnant woman standing there, right? Fucking zombie shows up behind the pregnant woman, punches through her very pregnant belly, pulls the fetus out, holds it over his head, and then just like takes a bite of it like a big juicy pear. And like, dude, it's the fucking funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Jesus Christ.
Like, you have to see it because it's a shitty movie, so like the effects aren't great. And it's just like, I gotta see if I can find a clip of it to send you.
Post it in out of context.
Yeah, if I can ever find it, I'll send it. Like, dude, it's just so fucking cheesy. Like, he just literally dude, he punches through her stomach, pulls a fetus out, fucking munches on it like a peach, and she's like, my baby. It's like, not to mention the fact she has a fist-sized hole in her stomach. She's just like, my baby.
Yeah, she doesn't just drop like dead.
Yeah, don't fucking go into shock and just fall out.
Shock, yeah.
No.
The only other one that I can think of right offhand is another video game one, and it's from a recent Steam machine if you want to hear my thoughts on the whole thing. But the little girl section of Claire's story in Resident Evil 2 Remake. Oh boy. I thought I was having a heart attack. It was so stressful and unsettling, intense, and just not cool. All right. So Adam's next question. And we don't have very many questions this week. Yeah. So Adam says, so he got an Xbox Series X for a Christmas present for himself and his kids. Should he, A, wrap it up sealed, B, unbox it, get the profile set up with games installed, and leave it set up good to go Christmas morning, or C, get it set up with all the games installed, etc., and rebox and wrap it? I have a very strong opinion on this. Would you like me to go first?
You go first. I have an idea too.
I say, okay, so mine heavily depends on, do your kids do the Santa thing? Because if you do the Santa thing with your kids, if they're still young enough to do that, I say option C, and then say that Santa must have known, all the stuff that they wanted because their Xbox came with all the stuff they wanted on it. That's incredible. And like maybe have like a letter written from Santa saying like, you kids have been good this year. So I got you this Xbox and I heard you liked this game and this game. So I had the elves install them before I had it sent to you. And they'll never know if that fucker's factory sealed or not. You know what I'm saying? So put that bitch back in the box, wrap it up, and bada boom, you're king of Christmas, even if they think it's Santa. If you don't do the Santa thing, I still say do that, and then you're just cool ass dad.
So I'm gonna kind of agree with Dalton. So if you don't do Santa and it's just gifts, I say C. Load the shit on it, rebuy. Now the good thing, and Adam's in Australia, so it may be different, but over here they're not actually sealed at all. You can just open the box. So you can open the box, take the console out, put it back, close it, and it's not going to look any different. Now, if you do Santa, I'm going to go with A because A, it doesn't give away the Santa mystery. But B, sometimes it's fun to actually set the shit up. They get to choose like their gamer tag. They get to choose their profile, like the avatar picture, set up, make an actual avatar if they want, like, and that can be fun too. But then also, you're going to have to download updates. You're going to have to download games, but I imagine they're getting a shitload of other Christmas presents. So they will have things to do while that's going on. So,
speaking of like setting up your gamer tags and stuff, have you seen that video that says, call your boyfriend by his gamer tag? And then the girl like scoots over to his computer and she leans in and looks at it.
Yeah.
His gamer tag is Conquistador.
Yeah, she's like, Conquistador? And he just fucking falls out laughing.
It's like Dave from Tadpog. His things on Steam is massive dad shits. Just, I don't know why, it just cracks me the fuck up. Willie, if you could be any reptile or amphibian, what kind would you be?
I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to say a dragon.
That is neither a reptile or an amphibian.
How is it
or
not a
an
reptile?
Existing creature. Dragons don't. You're gonna be a Komodo dragon?
Sure. They seem pretty boss.
There you go. That's a reptile.
Yeah.
That's like the only dragon that exists. So yes, you can be a Komodo dragon.
But I will say dragons, as we know them, the mythical creatures, would be classified as reptiles.
More than likely.
He didn't say it had to be an actual creature.
Do they give birth or lay eggs?
Yes. They lay eggs. They have scales. They're reptiles.
I think more reptiles should breathe fire.
I disagree because that would be horrible. There would be no rainforest left because all the fucking lizards live there. They'd be fucking burning shit down. Just imagine you fucking wake up in the middle of the night, smokes everywhere because your house is on fire because some common ass fucking lizard just lit your house on fire while you were sleeping.
I mean, that would suck for Australians because we know that would be where the fucking creature lived in Australia. That would suck for Adam.
Yeah.
They fucking set fire to your house and then all the black widows and poisonous snakes, or venomous snakes, excuse me, all that shit come fucking flying out from all the corners and nooks and crannies where you don't know where they're at.
Yeah. Let me guess, you're going to be a frog.
I am going to be a frog. I'm going to be a bullfrog. I'm going to change my name to Jeremiah because I know a guy who's got some good drugs.
Yeah.
And he's a friend of mine.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. And he always has some mighty fine wine.
Yeah. So the next one comes in from Jeff. So you're a bank robber. You have 3 other people with you. Who are your other 3?
I want to say the host of Steam Machine, but I can't say that. The reason why, you have to have that one person that you can sacrifice if things go south. And I don't want to sacrifice any of you guys. So
You don't have to have that.
You have to. Bank robberies go south all the time. If you don't have one guy you can fucking leave behind, you're all going down.
All for one and one for all, dog.
No, not that guy. Everybody else, not that guy.
I mean, my answer would be Nate, Willie, and you, and I have my reasons. You, I would give as the getaway driver.
Yeah.
Me and Nate are large individuals. Not that you're not, but you'd be in the car. We're large individuals, so we could be intimidating, go in there with the guns, do the hard work. Willie is not going to let us go through with that until he has meticulously planned every fucking second of it down to the T, and there will be no holes in it. That's why I'm not worried. Because in that situation, like, I think we'd get away scot-free because he would not allow it any other way. We all hop in the car, we haul ass, we hop into a different car, we haul ass, we head to Mexico, we fly to Thailand, we all get lady boys, except Nate because he's married. So
not anymore.
It would be fun.
He's not going to be married anymore unless he brings his wife over there. We can't come back after that.
I mean, she can come. Obviously, hopefully she would be saying that she's going to go take a trip to Thailand before this happens. So she would already be there.
I'm going to argue.
See, this is planning ahead.
I'm not going to argue. I'm going to say I'm going to take you. I'm going to take Willie because, like you said, he's going to meticulously plan it. But instead of taking Nate, because I feel like Nate would be the one to try to talk us out of doing it because he has a wife.
That is very fair.
So I'm going to take like some random Gary Busey type militant person that's like crazy and wants to kill people so that when the cops show up and everything goes awry, we can be like, get him, Billy Bob. And he'll be out there shooting and we get to sneak out in the fucking craziness of everything. Then we get to go to Thailand while Billy Bob gets gunned down in the bank.
So you're saying we need our Trevor.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm taking you, Willie, and Trevor. And then we'll just call Nate from Thailand. And be like, we told you we could pull it off. He's like, at what cost? Trevor's dead. It's like, fuck Trevor. That was his job in the fucking heist. To die.
I don't give a damn what the travel chiefs say.
Yeah.
Fenris says, piggyback, what is your plan? I think we
covered that.
And then the final question, El Jefe, old Jeffy Poo, wants to know, what is your getaway vehicle? And I'm going to let you know more about cars than me. I'm just going to ask that it's got 4 doors.
I'm going to say something along the lines of like a Civic Type R, a WRX STI. But we're bigger guys. So maybe something a little bigger, like a Hellcat Charger or something. You know, it's like you said, something fast, big with 4 doors.
But low key.
Yeah, low key is probably.
You don't want to stand out, though. You know
like you said, we're going to ditch that car pretty quick. So what I'm thinking is we do like, did you see that movie Taxi with Queen Latifah?
No.
So
yes, but a long
time
ago. The
chicks robbed the bank in the BMW, and then they like gave it to some 10-year-old and was like, here, go have fun. So then the cops were chasing the 10-year-old while they were getting away in like a fucking Crown Vic. So we're going to do that. We're going to get like a Charger Hellcat. We're going to take it, give it to a 10-year-old. We're going to get in like a Crown Vic and we're going to fucking drive to Mexico while Trevor's bleeding to death on the bank floor. Because fuck him. Fuck Trevor.
I accidentally shot Marvin in the face. What'd you do that for? I didn't mean to. That is one of the greatest scenes in movie history to me. When they're just riding, he's just talking to him, they hit that bump.
Bam!
Bam! Blows Phil Lamar's brains all over the place, and he just so casually turns to Samuel L. Jackson. I actually shot Marvin in the face.
That is such a fucking good movie.
Oh, dude, Pulp Fiction's fantastic. So is Reservoir Dogs. Like, Tarantino's just really good. And I appreciate some of his camera shots. Ha ha!
I'm reading his book, and it's fucking good. And he made a very valid point I never thought about before. He was talking about like Hitchcock and stuff, how they use the camera dynamically. And he was like, because he was talking about Brian De Palma, and he was like, Brian De Palma, he was like, I love Brian De Palma, but Brian De Palma would hate my movies because Brian De Palma hated movies where two people just talk to each other. And he was like, yeah, that's the kind of movies I make, so he would hate them. And I was like, man, I was thinking about that. I was like, fuck, because like I'm watching Ballers, and I'm like, yeah, this show, like I don't even have to pay that much attention to it because it's literally just always two people talking to each other.
It's dialogue.
Yeah, it's all dialogue. There's no like. So, did you ever see Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon?
I did not.
You should watch it. It's a fucking amazing movie.
Do like Kevin Bacon.
So the movie is to get, and John Goodman's in it too. To give you an idea,
I love God.
Kevin Bacon stopped, like his son's like a star soccer player, football player, or something, hockey player, I think. Well, they stop at a gas station. Kevin Bacon's getting gas. His son goes inside to get a Gatorade or a snack or whatever. He happens to turn and look at the store. Dude walks up to his son, fucking machete, and just cuts his throat, right? And jeez. Kevin Bacon's like, what? So the two guys run out of the store. Kevin Bacon chases them. He catches one of them in an alley and beats the shit out of him. Cops come. They go to the courthouse. He finds out, like, dude's only going to get like 5 years because it's his word against the Kevin Bacon's, and it's not going to stand up, so they're going to plea deal. Kevin Bacon's like, that's fucking bullshit, blah, blah, blah. So he takes it upon himself to go try to find this guy and kill him himself.
Kill him.
And this guy is like, basically like a crime lord's son or whatever, and it starts this whole thing. But it has one of the most dynamic scenes because there's a scene where Kevin Bacon's running from someone. He runs through a parking deck, like 4 or 5 floors of a parking deck, out on and down the street. They filmed that entire scene in one take. So Kevin Bacon had to actually run that entire, like they didn't cut it together. It was all one fluid shot, and it's so fucking good.
I always like when they do fluid shots like that. What was it? Daredevil, the Netflix show,
the hallway scene.
Or it was one of those the hallway scene where that was like the whole big fight scene. That was all one long shot. Was super cool.
Oh yeah, dude, fucking, the trailer for that was cool as fuck. Where they used it was Punisher, the hallway scene in Punisher, where they did the trailer.
That was fun.
And they used Metallica's One, and like every like drum, the bass drum beat was bullets firing. I gotta go back and find that shit. Yeah, I was like, that shit's so fucking good.
Yeah, dude.
But no, I think it was Daredevil, the one you're talking about, because it was like a dark hallway, and he was fighting those guys, and it was one fluid shot, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, they were like coming out of doorways.
Oh yeah,
and they're just having to get it. I'm like, dude, that's so.
But yeah,
cool.
If you're listening and you've never seen Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon, go watch it. It's fucking incredible.
You're a movie buff. I think I've mentioned this movie to you before, but I would like, and it might bore you to death. But as far as the way they did it, I would be very interested to see what you think. There's a movie called The Man from Earth.
Yeah, I think you were telling me about the one where he's just in a room the whole time.
The whole movie takes place in like a room in a cabin.
Yeah.
There's like 2 scenes that happen that are in another place. But the whole movie's dialogue and conversation, and it's so compelling.
I'm going to look it up and see if it's streaming anywhere.
It used to be on Netflix. But you know how that shit goes.
Yeah. You said it's called The Man from Earth?
The Man from Earth, I believe. Let me Google it to make sure. The Man from... Yeah. The Man from Earth, 2007 American science fiction drama film directed by Richard Schenkman.
2007. It is streaming on Vudu, Tubi, Freevee, Plex, Fandor, and some other one I don't recognize. So yeah, I can watch it on Tubi.
What is this? I guess they made a sequel to it called The Man from Earth Hollow Scene that I'm just now learning about.
Nice.
In 2017.
I guess you're going to have to watch
10
that.
10 years later.
So,
I'm going to have to watch that.
Death Sentence is currently on Stars. But like I said, if you can find a way to watch it, Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
worth
see if
watching.
Mr. Bay has it. He'll let me borrow it. All right, dude. Well, in that case, I would like to give a wonderful shout out to our lovely Patreons that support us. Jeff, Kana, Mehgan, Team Retrogue, Ostara, Brian, and Eric. You all rock.
We are going to get you
very, very
motherfuckers
much.
some content soon. We're slacking, and we appreciate you not like just dumping us. We're going to get you some content.
Yeah. Very, very, very true. Now that I'm taking a step back a little bit at work just to kind of take a mental break, like I asked for these next 3 days off.
Yeah.
So maybe in one of the next 3 days we can throw something together. But
Yeah.
if you would like to check out if you'd like to send us an email, yetanother.bspod@gmail.com. That's the best way to ask questions if you'd like to ask them anonymously. Or just, even if you don't fuck with Discord, just send us an email. And I will ask you your question for you on there. And you can just tell me whether you want to be anonymous or not. Facebook.com/groups/yetanother.bspodcast. While I'm talking about Facebook and stuff, if you're listening, Kana, because I know Kana, come on. Come on, man. This is actually kind of serious. So, Kana, if you're listening, me, Nate, and Willie, and other people have been worried because you have not been active in the Discord in a while, and I haven't seen you on Facebook. So, I hope that you're just having some internet troubles. Please check in if you hear this. We would all like to hear from you. We love you, and we're worried about you. If you want to check us out on Twitter, @YabsPod, you can find Jeremy almost never @JustCallMeJezza. You can find me @SuperNerdDalton. If you want to check out the website, which is up to date thanks to one Mr. Puzzles Dane himself, yabspod.wordpress.com. And if you would like to be one of those wonderful patrons that gets their name read out on each and every episode, patreon.com/yabspod. $1 a month gets you your name read on each and every episode. $5 a month gets you that, plus all the extra bullshit that we record.
Yes.
Much, much appreciated. We love you all. Is there anything else you have on your mind, my good sir?
Yes. Go on Amazon, buy my book, Short Stories to Read on the Toilet by Jeremy Safert. $4.99 for a Kindle version, $15.99 for a physical version. Or if you're in the US, hit me up and you can PayPal me and I can mail you a signed copy. If you're outside the US, I had a friend in Canada who wanted to buy one from me, and the shipping was like $28 fucking dollars. So I don't suggest anybody do that. I don't think it's that good of a book to pay like $40 for it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, man. I know some readers. Maybe I'll buy me one and buy her one.
Help me get to 50.
But I want a signed copy.
Yeah.
So I'll get with you about that. Also, add your own fucking plug to the show notes so I remember to plug it, motherfucker. You write the show notes.
I know, but I'm fucking not very good at it anymore.
Fair enough. On that note, for Jeremy, I'm Dalton, and as always, everybody, take it easy.
Assumptions. This will not be easy to change our function and drive out this disease, cause it could be the end of the world and we'd be standing pointing fingers as the insults are hurled, and no one is safe or safer without staying on this topic. The sunlight say that they are, that's why it's gotten so toxic, and I'm so damn tired of putting these fires out. I know you didn't start the fire, but you saw it and just let it burn, and you know that's how things work. If change is coming, we must And I'm so damn tired of putting all these fires out. And I'm so damn tired of putting all these fires out. And I'm so damn tired of putting all these fires out. And I know you didn't start the fire. You just saw it and just let it burn. And you know what it's all about words. And I know you didn't start the fire. You just saw it and just let it burn. And you know what it's all about words. That's all about words. Can't you hear the sounds within the walls of fear screaming at you as you walk? Just walk away, never turn back around, 'cause you'll decay. We are the rising storm. My body aches, but I just keep going. Broken bones, but I just keep showing. Your world will fall apart. Be prepared for the fight that's coming. Brace yourself, 'cause you can't keep running. Hellman, lighting up the sky as we burn out. Hellman, ripping through the tides. You can't break back. Fighting fate, it tries to pull us underneath. A feeling it takes us all inside its core. No one can hear your call, dead on the floor. We are the rising storm. My body aches, but I just keep going. Choking bones, but I just keep showing. Your world will fall apart. Be prepared for the fight that's coming. Brace yourself, 'cause you can't keep running. Hellman, lighting up the sky as we burn out. Hellman, ripping through the tides. You can't break back. You can kill me. I'm already dead. You can kill me. I'm already. feed the war machine. The sacrifice has just begun. We feed the war machine. Hide your daughters, your firstborn sons, as we welcome all your catastrophe, all the hate, all the lies, the heresy, how divine, that every time you hide in denial, suicidal kiss.
My poison, Poseidon, inside me. Pontus is present, and God is beside me. The tide tends to wave in foul disposition.
Hide your daughters, your firstborn sons, as we welcome all your catastrophe, all the hate, all the lies, the heresy, how divine, that every time you hide in denial, suicidal kill. Suicidal kill. Suicidal.
Foster the future and nurture the land. Stitches and sutures, divisions and sand. Mass evacuation, sanctions for land. It's time we step to something, walking hand in hand. Foster the future and nurture the land. Stitches and sutures, divisions and sand. Mass evacuation, sanctions for land. It's time we step for something, walking hand in hand.
We feed the war machine. The sacrifice has just begun. We feed the war machine. Hide your daughters, your firstborn sons, as we welcome all your catastrophe, all the hate, all the lies, the heresy, how divine, that every time you hide in denial, suicidal kill.